Hargie and Michelle.
Michelle, yes.
Michelle playing a Cammy. A newer player, goes to Dragon Lounge a lot.
New to the fighting game
Yeah,
scene.
definitely new to the
Definitely
scene.
this year.
I believe, well, this was her first EVO this year, and I believe that NCR 10 was actually the first tournament that she ever
entered?
No, this is her first tournament ever entered. NCR was the first tournament she ever saw in person. Oh,
so
and
yeah, just to let you guys know, this is X Factor, the new series on Tuesdays.
Yep.
These are weekly tournaments. We're going to have 7 of them for the whole ranking tournament all the way to the end of the year.
Yep.
We play Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition Ultimate Marvel. Our sponsors are Kaneda, Twitch TV obviously, Right Konami, 8ARC, and we're here in beautiful Game Center in downtown San Mateo.
Yep.
So this is something I want to let everybody know. She's new to the fighting game scene, but what did she do? She picked Cammy. Great job.
choice. Great
job.
choice.
Great first choice.
That's a great start.
Great start. A little higher on the execution, but you know what? Did you pick a good character? Are you going to have a better time than most?
Exactly.
Yeah, great choice.
You're going to have a little more fun playing this game.
And in this matchup, and some people might contest that every matchup for Cammy is positive.
Are you ready?
Cammy has the advantage.
Exactly.
So let's see what the new player has to show Hargie, who's been
seeing
playing
a lot
for
of
a very long
patience
time.
so far, and I'm liking what I'm seeing so far, and just get right in there. I like that. Let me see Hargie just really content.
Wow, no anti-air.
I mean, I think Hargie is just a little surprised that we're seeing so much aggression out of this new of a player.
Yeah.
Because we're seeing less of a fireball game. I would imagine that we would see more fireballs and just uppercut, because for a newer player to find those good timings to punish fireballs, that's definitely more of an expert thing.
Yeah, if you see Hargie play me, you're going to see a lot more Oh!
Yeah, definitely.
So, Hargie's being very conservative, essentially just showing the newer player that, hey, I'm just going to let you kill yourself.
Sure, yes. I mean, because Hargie knows that she's much more likely to
kill herself.
Yeah, exactly. Wow,
nice,
okay,
nice.
Great. There's a lot of pushing back on Hargie right now. Whenever Hargie tries to mount something, you can definitely see the effort to keep Hargie away.
Wow. Yeah, anti-air. I don't know what's up with...
That was a combo. That was a full combo.
Nice patience. Like,
yeah, you saw some crazy jumping in the earlier in the round, but then she just kind of really sat down and tried to figure Hargie out there.
Yeah, and so I'm glad that as a newer player, and if you come here to San Mateo, all the Northern California players, I encourage them to come out here.
Yes.
In your own stream, it's actually a little bit nerve-wracking, but at the same time, hey, you have footage of how you can play better.
And that is invaluable. There are communities out there that have no streamed tournaments.
Yeah.
If they have tournaments at all. And one of the best ways to improve is to watch yourself get blown up. And that's a very huge. It really is a privilege. It doesn't sound like it because it's you getting blown up.
Yeah, but it matters.
Yeah, it does. What we saw here is a lot of safe jumps from Hargie, and
that DP will beat all DPs.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, great job by Hargie. Hargie's just closing it out, showing that he's the better player. But I like to say,
nothing too crazy.
Yeah,
he's using what's working.
This is Hargie's style. Hargie's very controlled.
Hargie at first is gonna play really lame, but if he finds that opening, he'll get in there.
Yeah,
and
he'll get a read on
blow you up
opponent.
for it. Yeah, definitely. And already in the corner, but lets her out. Goes for the cross up.
Yeah, see, he's very conservative with all his frame traps.
Yeah.
Hargie feels bad that he just beat her. Yeah, and then she confirms it's been 2 out of 3. Excellent job by...
not bad for your first tournament game ever.
First tournament game ever. I think she was at... She went to NCR. She
went to NCR as a spectator.
Went to EVO as a spectator. And it's like, you know what? I'm going to start
taking in the
playing.
data.
Yeah, taking in the data.
Because
as you can tell, she wasn't doing a ton of ridiculous things. If anything, she was just getting baited to doing a lot of reverse.
Yeah, exactly. You saw that level 1. Hey, my uppercut's good. Hey, my dive kick's good. Let's see what these can do. And then, Hargie, with his experience.
With experience and extreme patience.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Hargie played very patient right there. He didn't want to get blown up by any over-aggression. which really, if a new player is going to beat a more experienced player, it's usually in that fashion. It's much more difficult to win patiently than to go nuts for a few mix-ups and take a few lucky rounds.
Right, so now we have Lamer Boy and Hot.
Lamer Boy and...
No, we're not.
Oh, no, we're not.
All right, who's going? I'm playing against the new...
Oh, okay, Harris and LPN. So
Mino Jazz and LPN on stream. Mino Jazz versus LPN.
Alright, so Mino Jazz and LPN. It would have been Harris and LPN, but Harris actually got knocked down in the first round.
What, Harrison's here?
No, Harris.
Oh.
Harris, actually. He's a San Leandro player. I don't know if he's from San Leandro, but he plays a lot in the Takedown Tuesdays over at Double Tap Games in San Leandro,
right.
and he does pretty well there. He's, I would say that he's a pretty solid Ryu. I've had some great sets against him. We're currently 1-1 in tournament wins, and he is like the definition of old school arcade. He does so much sound game and just purely footsie mix-ups. And so much sound game, so much old school arcade sound game.
Yeah, all that like, why you listen to my button?
Yeah, exactly. There are times where he's a little too obvious with it. The big jerky hands, thinking that he's gonna uppercut along with that. A lot of wiggling of the joystick.
Yeah.
So if you just play a little extra patient, it's not that big of a deal.
Not
but
that big of a deal.
if he gets into your head, then the mix-ups are definitely in his favor at some points in the round. But that's not the Master Sing, because he didn't take the first round. And currently have Mino Jazz versus LPN. So you all know LPN.
Right.
One of the hardcore NorCal killers.
Sponsored player.
TFA Razor LPN. Full title. And I have never seen Minos play. Have you?
Let me see who he picks. I'll remember. No,
Mino Jazz.
I have never seen him play.
All right. So Apple.
So I mean, he's good, but I mean, look, he beat Harris. Obviously, he deserves to be here.
Yeah, I mean, Harris is not a sub. You can't sleep on him.
The sad thing about this matchup is Abel has a disadvantage in this matchup.
Yeah.
A lot of it, yeah, he can't really command throw out of this thing when it comes to the air, air one from the sky. And then also just controlling the space.
I mean,
like that standing roundhouse,
yes,
the standing medium kick, a lot of those buttons are going to counter hit the standing forward.
In the neutral game, Apple has trouble because his main tool is that forward button. And the thing is that Cammy's stand roundhouse can take care of that so effectively because it's a similar vertical spacing, but the hitbox on Cammy's stand roundhouse is just so huge and it's a quick move, and he can deal with Abel really easily.
Okay, let's see if he has a mix-up. So what people don't understand is LPN is, king of random mix-ups, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, he can be mixed up too.
Oh,
so I want to see if Mino Jazz can start, taking advantage if he's able to get a crucial knockdown or tornado throw. Because, I mean, Abel has to press his advantages in this matchup.
And that's, it's Abel's strength, but it's also his greatest weakness because obviously if you get knocked down, you're going to think that Abel's going to go for that max damage, try to get max capitalization off of you, so sometimes it's a little easier to predict what Abel's going to do.
So as you can see, he's really not prepared to deal with all the jumping and the dive kicking, which is essentially everything Cammy does. I like how he doesn't use the ultra there because he can actually get meter.
Yeah, and he saves the ultra because now it's for the kill. And now he is within one mix-up of taking the round.
Yeah. One step kick. Oh.
And now his low fierce, saving the ultra made his low fierce that much more of a threat.
Right, remember I said LPN can lose the mix-up? That was it.
Yep, exactly.
Failed anti-air attempt by Abel. Nice combo by LPN. And he's stunned.
All right, and there's the stun. Going for the, was that the Sako combo?
No.
Looked like stand jab. Oh, and picks him up.
So ever since they nerfed some of his roll, you're able to jab. If you time it right, you can jab and punish Abel for roll
recovery.
Yeah. After he comes out of the roll. Those couple frames or so that they've taken away from him have made a huge difference in his mix-up game. really gonna have to use standing spears. The double hitting standing close spears that Abel has will stop some of these shenanigans.
Exactly.
Especially in the corner right there. Mino Jazz is taking it back.
Well, he finally had the knockdown, but LPN
That's
pulled him up
a little
for it.
dangerous.
Oh, that was way too low.
Whoa!
I am very surprised. you saw how low to the ground she was right there.
Hey, Abel can get that low. So
Wow.
let's see. Let's see what he does. Oh, he went with the same mix-up he did last time. And I think that's a problem, but we'll see how he...
The dive kick, especially as Abel. How do you evade that?
Instead of trying to block that, I honestly think he should have just EX rolled out. And you see Harris in the background thinking, man, that could have been me. But here we go. I think Mino Jazz is doing a decent job of trying to fight against a really bad matchup. He really needs to press a little bit more buttons and stop him from going in.
I mean, the thing, we're seeing a lot of blocking, which is great. He's playing very patiently, but the problem is, playing like this kind of leads to you just doing a whole lot of nothing at the end of the day.
He missed the punish there on the spiral arrow, and then he ended up eating another thing, trying to make up for that with another command grab.
Yeah.
So. So joining me is Jeffrey Yoon. Jeff Yoon.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. So I didn't see that match, but what happened?
Okay, well, I mean, the community knows. What happened was there was a lot of dive kicks. Abel couldn't stop it. That's what happened. But there were some other crucial moments, I think. The mix-ups. When he got close to LPN, he repeated the same action that won him the other round. Logical. However, he ended up getting punished for it. He doesn't... I don't want to say he doesn't know the matchup, but I do want to say, like, some buttons weren't being pressed at certain times, which would be more key to having the experience to defend against those things. Oh, so here's another good matchup. You may remember in NCR we had SFG here on the left and Marcos on the right competing in tournament.
Yeah, that was the pool. They got the pool match too.
The pool match,
Finals, yeah.
SFG beat Marcos. I want to say twice. I don't want to get in trouble later, but twice. And then Marcos at CEO told people a random Zanky beat him at NCR.
Random?
Random. But I mean, they know each other, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember Marcos losing to anyone else.
Every time I lose at NCR, I remember who that is. Lexi. Okay, so
which that would never let down at all.
So SFG has decided to choose E Honda. You know why? Big is a really good matchup against Zanky.
Oh, that's true. Because Baby Clock can just do standing roundhouse to keep him at bay, and then crouching like strong can help get away, right?
Yeah, and you see that all he did was a neutral
my
fierce
God.
and a sweep, and now he's ahead by a lot.
Yeah.
Down back matchup.
And he can just lay him out.
He's still ahead by a little bit. Now he's for sure ahead.
Just build that meter right now.
Yep. I don't like that jump in, but you know.
He had the life for it, so.
So again, he has a slight life deficit here on SFG's side, but it really only takes about one carefully placed button to stop this.
One headbutt can change this whole
One reversal headbutt is especially this, oh, there you go. He's still behind by a little bit. And El Cabana is a lot more active physically. He's moving around left and right.
Messing up his charge time.
SFG is content to neutral jump and poke with jab. Basically what you might see is that he's going to, if he had meter, he was going to do that, dashboard. Yep. Then he'll do a mix-up. Oh, whoa.
Wow, I did not know that works.
If only he just did random EX headbutt. Random again, do it.
Alright, just one more.
I would do. That's what I would do.
10 seconds.
10 seconds, huh?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That was kind of crucial though. Yeah.
So he's thinking to himself like, yeah, I'm making this work. I get it.
Why not? Actually, hold on. I got a phone call real quick.
nice poke with standing jab to get that nice hitbox from far away. He's punishing the backdash. Oh, and Hot Rod, hey! So tell me a little bit about this matchup that, you know, from the book of Hot Rod.
Don't really like the way Geef's playing it right, or SF Geef.
Yeah.
SF Geef is his name too. I actually don't know why he's playing Honda instead of Zengi.
I think because of that move specifically, and the fact that in 2 hits, all of a sudden you're in the lead.
That's true.
But
That's true.
in crisis situations such as these, when you're losing health,
Then
and you're
Vega has
using
the
an alternate
advantage.
character,
Oh, unless he does something stupid like that.
oh, you know, I was
But
worried
in
that he
this
might have
situation, in
ADC.
this neutral game, Vega has the advantage. He can walk around all he wants. If he gets in
Yeah.
the corner, he can fly away for free.
Yeah. Oh, the
Yeah,
unblockable.
he can do that too. I believe that move wouldn't have worked.
I think we have a potential exposed match next week.
I think
As you can see, Marcos is clearly disrespecting his stick change. Look at that. Look at that.
SFE is all serious.
Yeah, this is serious. The stick made him choose the wrong character. It's a long button check I just watched. If this turns out to be something that is just dirty, what I want to see is exposed next week. SFG versus El Cubano Loco.
They already mentioned that SFE was the one who eliminated El Cubano at MCR.
Yeah, we talked about that.
I watched that match.
You did.
Oh, in all fairness, El Cubano had a pretty tough pull though.
Oh yeah, I mean, we all had tough pulls, I
Who's in your
think.
pool?
Ultra David?
You lost to Ultra David?
He plays so weird. Exposed Ultra David, I will play you. So X Factor brought to you by Twitch, Konami, Canada, here at Game Center. Also our main sponsor, 8ARC, who if you win the ranking battle, you're going to get a free stick. So he's going to stick with E Honda. Wow.
That's true.
Yeah.
He didn't change Ultra's
I think he really does believe that it was the stick's malfunction. It was his own stick even. So let's see what happens here.
El Cubano's probably going to be jumping a lot more at the beginning of the match before Honda gets meter.
There we go.
Do that.
And believe it or not, like I play with SSFIV a lot, so I actually think that his Honda's solid.
Why didn't you come with that?
I don't know.
Okay, here. Oh,
Nice.
see, now it's almost even. Roughly.
Yeah, Honda's damage output, especially on reversals, is just amazing.
Oh,
Great spacing there for the command throw.
what are you going to do?
Let's see if he gets a nice mix-up. Oh,
see,
and he misses
doesn't
it.
know the safe jump timing.
He doesn't.
Oh,
That's-
that's dirty. That's dirty.
Yeah.
That was not intentional. Yep, that should be it.
Yeah, that safe jump timing was a little off. And he gets punished for it. Because obviously doing standing roundhouse is not the way you're supposed to win that.
I mean, Vega should be the easiest character safe jump in the game because
Yeah,
you don't need to safe jump him. You walk up to him and press any button you want. Seriously.
Yeah, you can do meaties.
Yeah.
See that?
Looks like he's pressing a little
He
hard now.
I think he.
It looks like I think he realizes he's not really afraid of SF Geef's presence.
Well, we'll see.
Oh, see?
Oh, there we go. There we go.
See.
It's true. Vega doesn't. Vega. See, I think in this scenario he can just stand
That's
back.
good, that's good,
See,
that's good,
if he
that's
gets
good.
the leaf lead and then he plays like this, then you're gonna see a lot more.
Okay. See, what's Vega gonna do? He can't do that. Yep.
Yeah. What's he gonna do?
Yeah.
Yep. And this is Marcos.
Actually, I would have saved that. El Cubano loves doing that. The jump back fierce.
Yeah.
It's an overhead. I would have saved that for a more clutch situation.
scenario, yeah, to win, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Usually to win, that's an amazing choice.
Now he's jumping too much.
Good block. No real punish, but we're good. At least he didn't. See, like I said, I think the reason why he's picking Honda is because it's a much easier game to control space after you get the life lead.
That's true.
I think, but he's unable to get the life lead early enough, so it's just this, you know, this losing game where he's like losing a lot of health trying to pursue El Cubano Loco.
El Cubano has full meter, but that's pretty irrelevant in this matchup.
He can escape, but I mean,
He doesn't need to.
it's not really. Yeah, it's not exactly. He's
Yeah,
not really,
good punish,
oh,
good
nice
punish. Actually, SFE didn't even know that Vega could punish that. I was playing in casuals.
Oh, wow.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Wow,
Yep.
double flip kick. Why not? I don't know about that.
Right.
Wow, that was desperate.
So that's a little disappointing because the first game, if you noticed, if I was on the one player side, I wasn't blocking. It's because I couldn't walk left.
Oh, your stick
my
is
left
broken?
broke.
Oh, okay. Is that your own stick then?
Yeah, that was my own stick. So I mean, that's really
that is very unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I was trying new stuff.
I noticed you were messing up your safe jump timing.
Yeah. I mean, it's something I'm not really used to. It's actually one of the first times I ever played Honda against Vega.
I see.
First time in a tournament, definitely.
I would say Honda is definitely better in the matchup once you have the life lead.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's like, it doesn't seem like there's a ton Vega can do to get the life lead back.
Nope.
Like the neutral game is better, but then it's like, I'm just a wall after that. And you saw like the one
even when you're in the corner.
The time that I did on my stick, the time I was in the corner, had the life lead and could block. I just took the round because it was really hard for Marcos to get anything back on me. But that second game, the second game was all him. I mean,
is this the first time news on stream?
Today, yeah.
I know a lot of people have been jumping on the Gen bandwagon.
I mean, it's not that big of a bandwagon. It's just, it's surprising how long it took for people to realize that Gen was a good character. I know that he definitely wasn't as good in vanilla, but the thing about Gen is that he's this crazy character, semi-high execution, a lot of different moves.
Wow.
But at the end of the day, he falls back on some amazing pokes.
Leo's playing Cammy?
Yeah, Leo's been playing Cammy for a while now.
It's like a night of secondaries for everybody?
I mean, it's his secondary, but it's more of him trying to learn more of the game.
Okay.
Because playing Boxer, like, he literally did not touch any other character for 3 years. So he's just learning more of the game so that he can learn what being...
Now, do you know what the advantage is to not finishing that waterfall kick?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, look how far that was. That was half screen.
I'm not 100% on it, but I think it's very similar to Sakura's follow-up, where it's just how positive you want to be against your opponent for the mix-up. I'm pretty sure it just allows you to jump in to go for a cross-up if you want to. In Sakura's case, it's so that you don't end up in the corner, because you're guaranteed to end up on the other side in Sakura's case. But in Gen's case, I think you still land on the same side, but you just don't have as much time to mount a mix-up on your opponent. One-time Hero finally has the life lead, and opts to
does not use any meter.
Yeah.
Because he looked for an opportunity to combo into super ultra.
Yeah, I mean, I think he feels comfortable in relying on the fact
Super into ultra does a lot of damage.
He's kind of relying on the fact that he can bring it back in one mix-up. He can bring this round back.
One super and ultra, and then one mix-up for sure.
Gen does have that really great comeback back.
Oh, yeah, there it comes. Ultra, will this kill?
Yeah. This definitely looks like it'll kill.
Yep. Gen has X Factor. Gen has X Factor.
If that didn't kill, it would have been extremely close. And going for a cross-up into hands would have chipped him out for free. As long as he didn't time it awkwardly so that Cammy's uppercut could hit him out of it.
You should just be looking for that. If you're down life lead and
Oh,
Gen's not using meter.
I was running a lot of sets with non-zero hero, and he would save his meter really well, so that he always, towards the end of the round, he would always have his super, and he really just forced me to just always be blocking, and that really, I mean, the threat of the super into the ultra allows you to pacify your opponent and really train them to do what you want to do, and you're much more comfortable with doing other aggressive tactics.
Starts out with the double jumping again.
Okay, One-Time Hero going back with his main. He's definitely going to feel a lot more comfortable, but I like that while in winner's bracket, he is trying to get that tournament feel with a different character.
Balrog's doing susceptible cross-ups, as everyone knows. Gen has like 4 of them.
and they're amazing.
Already?
That wide kick cross-up is
see? There, he didn't finish the
big.
waterfall kick for some reason.
Puts him back into the corner. That's a huge win. He gets the full combo. Decides to go for the sweep rather than the headbutt
Leo
ultra.
does not drop link.
Yeah, it's not enough damage to finish him off with the ultra. But this is a great life lead for Leo.
I think he has enough time to build up a super. Oop.
He does, but I think,
no, he's using it.
I think the round would end before that. But he decides to burn it anyways. Wow.
Oh wow, it's over.
Nope, not quite.
Off
but,
the wall.
Oh, wow.
Good backdash. Good backdash.
Oh, wow. I like the idea, but Nu was just ready for that with that jab. Boxer definitely negative enough to get almost a free punish on that after FADC and dash punch. But I like the idea.
There's the double jumping again. Leo's not adapting to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is a great place for Nu right now because Boxer's a character whose one of his biggest weaknesses is that he can get zoned out by big pokes. And that's it right there. I mean, with that kind of life lead, falling back on such great pokes, and you have your opponent in the corner, you're just in such a beautiful position.
I hate fighting Nu.
Yeah,
He's been I've been playing Nu since AE, not 2012. I think I think Gen got even better in 2012.
Yeah, he's only been getting better every update. I don't know if there was any nerfs in 2012, but they are not very evident because Gen is a very solid character. He's definitely like that sleeper upper mid tier that some people really underestimate. But you've been seeing a lot of great Gen play coming out of Shen from Cross Counter Asia. You saw a lot of that last year at I believe Northwest Majors. His long set against Filipino champ was an amazing thing to watch because you just really saw what Gen could do in that match. And is Nu staying on the station? I'm not sure. Yeah, it looks like it's him against John Choy. Well, let me check my fancy bracket. Yeah, it's John Choy against Nu right now, so I'm assuming it's going to be Ryu Gen.
Does Gen have ways around fireballs?
Yeah, I believe
he can ultra through them.
You know, yeah, I believe both super and ultra can go through fireballs, but I'm not 100%
Is that EX
sure.
off the wall move projectile invincible?
I would.
It's probably too slow.
I don't think it is. No, I don't think it has much of any invincibility. All right, hot rods popping off. We're tagging in. I believe we're tagging in one Terry Kaneda.
Destination confirmed.
What's up, SFIV?
Not much, you know.
Who we got here? Classic match.
Yeah, we got John Choy versus Nu. Got the classic Ryu.
So this is actually a really good game because Gen has superior footsies, I think.
Yeah,
over
you
Ryu,
think so?
Especially on the ground. Totally.
I think in terms of range, definitely.
Yeah.
Because Gen, some of his pokes, his longer range pokes are much slower, but the range severely overcomes that.
Yeah, but John Choy's fireballs overcomes all matchups.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, right? Solid fireball game overcomes any matchup.
So we basically got slight Gen favor as far as character goes. 5.5, I think.
And Ultra 2, I just remembered, is actually really good against Fireball, so I'm wondering why, I'm wondering what the thought process was on using Ultra 1.
Might not just be used to it, right? Nice, thank you.
All right, and we just saw the classic mix-up right there. Hey, I didn't Fireball, here comes an uppercut.
There you go.
And then, yeah, you got a little too close, and then he blow you back with that red Fireball.
Already in the corner.
Yeah, very quickly.
There you go. Gotta get that ground game started. stop John from throwing those fireballs.
It seems that New's very uncomfortable right now. Just with this sort of life deficit, he feels that in that neutral ground game, he's not going to make any comebacks, so he feels more obligated to jump. Put the mic and right at the beginning of the round, we're seeing a lot of the same thing. We're also seeing a lot of passivity with him. Oh, but he gets that long-range focus. Has John in the corner.
Nice block. And I think he needs to keep John there.
Yeah.
Oh, should let that one rip.
The unfortunate part of this situation that he doesn't have the life lead. So John, if he just decides to stay in the corner and stay solid, he's still going to take the round unless New makes something happen.
Right. You know, he needs to push in a little bit. Those unsafe jumps again.
Right to the face.
I
believe that was an actual hit. I don't even know.
Yeah, that was actually. I think he stood up.
Yeah.
He might have tried to grab
Oh, it was chipped though. He did block it.
The battle has begun. Fight!
See if he pushes him to the corner this time. There we go.
Wow, focuses the Tatsu. I guess he was really just so eager to react to a fireball that he didn't realize that it just wasn't a fireball.
Nice sweep.
Yeah,
John.
great whip punish of Gen's sweep.
And that's the unblockable right there.
Yeah, the under unblockable.
Right, when he goes under.
Yeah, I mean that's such a clever poke because for some reason your brain thinks it's the overhead.
Alright, here we go. Oh, he needs an anti-air.
Yeah, that was definitely a guaranteed spacing.
There we go. And that's one thing a lot of players forget about, is that Gen can actually throw right through the fireball when he has meter.
Yep.
Good round for New. Let's see if he can keep that momentum.
Yeah, I like how safe New was playing right there. Just a lot of low shorts trying to frame trap Choy when really it seems pretty obvious that New would have walked up and went for the throw, but he stayed solid the whole time. He had the life lead. He didn't need to go for it.
There you go. Good jump in. Good read.
Doesn't seem like he got the full combo there.
Nice.
He's in the corner.
There we go. Oh, nice. Just does it.
Takes the life lead. Wow, whips the cross up into the throw.
There we go. And this is the mix-up after knockdown. Gen has about to
Oh, that looked. It looked like the good spacing right there, where he could actually cross that up, but it whipped right over Drunker's head.
He needs to watch out for that cross-up super.
And with,
there it goes.
with that much meter, the possibilities for comebacks right there was just any setup was going to end the round right there. He had Ultra, he had at least 3 bars, but in that situation he did have the super, so he just ended the round nice and easy. Ooh, dropping the super.
Nice overhead. He needs to get slightly closer. Now that John's fireball right. Oh. He walks him a little bit.
Oh wow. I'm surprised he didn't go for the raw Ultra. That would have been so much damage without any hit confirm attached to it. But it seems like he is going to try to save up for the super.
I don't think he was ready.
Yeah, maybe it was more of a reaction issue.
Right.
And it definitely wasn't saving up for the super because he started burning meter right after it, but he does have an FADC now.
I put this up. John takes that one.
Yeah, when Ryu has you in the corner and he has that meter, that red fireball becomes one of the best moves in the game because of its hit confirmability into Ultra and also just how safe it is to go for it.
Exactly. A ton of options.
I've seen John Choy with 4 bars and throw 4 red fireballs in a row in the corner because, hey, you're positive, do it again.
Right.
It's
one of them's going to hit.
One of them's going to hit.
And once it hits, you're done.
Though the one time I fought John Choy in tournament, I was in the corner, he had 4 bars, and I sat there and I blocked all 4, and it was I felt so proud that I ended up blocking all of them.
All right, let me find out who's next, and let me get One Time Hero back on the mic.
All right.
Yeah, how'd you like that? Good?
What match?
The match we just watched.
The match.
John Choy.
I mean, I liked it. Right at the beginning, you know, you saw that classic Choy just kind of mauling with that neutral either fireball or uppercut game. But then at the end, New really started to push back, but it just wasn't enough in the end. But it was good to see that it wasn't completely one-sided. New was showing some really good stuff.
Yeah, I think so too. Like, I mean, the way he bodied me, for example, you see some growth with the way New's playing.
Yeah.
He's using all of Gen's tools, getting under fireballs, has a nice setups. I mean, he has his own set of unblockables, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. And you saw really good patience from New. And so right now we got LPN and Rohm.
Yeah.
I'm really not sure who Rom's playing these days.
Rohm is playing Adon.
Playing Adon right now because lately
Rohm is playing Adon.
He's had some
yeah, he's had some problems. He's had some problems.
He's kind of had an
character
identity
choices.
crisis,
Yeah. But I mean, if you look at Rohm and you look at Adon, I mean, they're looking at each other in the mirror and they're saying, you know what?
Let's do this.
Let's do this.
Hey, look at each other in the mirror. Yeah, right
Yeah.
there. I mean, we all know that LPN has a great Adon, so he feels very comfortable in the mirror match. And I wonder if this is territorial jealousy right now, or if, it's either that or LPN has some reason why he wouldn't want to pick Cammy.
I think there's safe jump setups on Cammy that are just messed up. Maybe he feels that Rohm knows them. Both these characters at one time both played Cammy. They both played.
That's true.
A lot of characters. They're both aggressive players.
Yes, very much.
Who will reversal with no reason.
Yeah, the only reason that Rohm is not playing Yang anymore is that in the new updates, Yang has turned into a much more forced to be played patient character.
Yeah.
And that's not how Rohm wants to play this game anymore.
Yeah, Rohm wants to play this game like a get in, get damage. Get in and get damage. So right now he's getting damaged.
Yeah.
And we're just looking at Rohm on the floor. So let's see if Rohm can, in the mirror, do a lot better against LPN.
Yeah. I mean, LPN played Adon for ever since the beginning of TNT. I believe the first season of TNT is when he started playing Adon, and he had that.
He's been winning tournaments with him.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the first tournament that he played with Adon, but he had that great set against Ricky Ortiz where he ended up taking him out in grand finals from losers bracket. So right out of the bat, we always knew that LPN had a great Adon.
So now LPN, let's see if he has a setup after. I think he's just gonna. Oh, nice dash out.
And you know,
nice.
That was an interesting choice because he let Rohm out of the corner right there and didn't get anything for it.
Oh, Rohm is getting desperate right now.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Wow, I'm really surprised that jab came out because Rohm dashing in, it kind of looked like he was just going to FADC ultra right in his face because, like you said.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Yeah, like you said, Rohm was playing a lot more desperate right towards the end of that round.
Man, so this is definitely territorial. He's saying, look, I know you play in the South Bay of the Hill. In the East Bay, I'm the only Adon. And he, wow.
Whoa, double whip on both sides.
Both characters kind of like, they're well aware that what they can do to each other, and they're aware of their own setup, so they're getting out of them.
Exactly.
And they're both DPing without any regard.
And, right up until then, it seemed that LPN was always leaving those exchanges with just a little bit of a life lead.
Let's see what happens.
Wow, and
nice.
Just a neutral jump. Really, I don't know what he was really trying to bait out there because I think pretty much everything Adon does with anti-air at that spacing too, and it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So right now, Rohm is, again, he's always kind of not have the life lead, and I like to say that's because LPN always gets the better side of his risks.
Yeah.
But now they're about even. Both of them can do FADC Ultra, so there we go.
I don't know if what we saw was just a little bit of disrespect for LPN or if he really thought that Rohm was going to backdash that many times.
One of the things you actually might notice is like he's making Rohm play more of a defensive game.
Yeah. Oh, which, like we were talking about earlier, Rohm doesn't want to play that.
No, Rohm doesn't.
Rohm doesn't feel that that's his strong suit.
Wow, I am impressed. You see what Rohm did right there? No meter. LPN has 2 meters. LPN might DP you 3 times. And he says, you know what? I'm just gonna go first. I don't care if I lose right now. I'm
I'll
up
beat
around.
you to it, and you know what? Yeah, exactly. He was up around. He could take more risks like that, and it was kind of, he had to go gung-ho. He was going to lose the round if he didn't take a big risk to get him back into the game.
Yeah, and now they're in a reversal game. Nice cross up. Crosses him up again.
Wow,
Oh,
going for the overhead.
Wow,
Wow, the stun.
See, Long has done something that hasn't been shown in a while. He's been using normals. So maybe that's why he's controlling the space way different right there at the end.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, the way he was pressing buttons right there, he looked like he was about to go into cross rush. Okay, so Long up around.
Looked like he was just kind of building meter right there, just really saying to Rohm, like, hey, you need to come to me. But now, even with the life lead, LPN's really getting in there. I
Wow, weird cross up. See? Cross up overhead. It happened like the second time now.
Yeah.
Wow.
And there it is, another stun. Double stun, 2 rounds for the finisher. And that's a very, you know, you can say that that was very convincing, but it was 2-1. Rohm did get in there, and he did do some business, but LPN just kind of showing that he is the more experienced Adon at this point in time.
Oh, here's a familiar matchup.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Wow.
So I haven't seen this a million times.
No, I actually haven't seen it a million times. No. In tournament, this never happens as often because everyone knows. I mean, we play at home and everything, but this is the rule of, you know, the night and every week here at X Factor. Doesn't count unless it's tournament.
It doesn't.
Doesn't count. So here we are at tournament.
So, you know, I want to know, obviously you know both players really well.
You wanna know some history?
I want to know who you think's the favorite right now.
Okay. Let's talk about tournament versus casual.
Yeah.
Okay. We're at my house. Parker plays against Hargie. Parker loses in a first of 5, 5-3, 5-2 or something. Next week after that,
Beats him in tournament, right?
Beats him in tournament.
Yeah. All right,
2-0
I remember
or
that,
something,
yeah.
I remember. And everyone was like, what the hell? Like, you know, Parker just come back. Everyone knows Slompo, you know, one of those keystone hard bodies.
Yep.
Winning. Okay, now, at my place, first to 10. Did it again. Hargie wins convincingly 10-3. But you know what? Where are we right now?
So, okay, so
we're at X Factor.
Do you think that has more to do with Hargie's tournament nerves, because Hargie does play very differently in tournament, or do you think that Slompo just gets into more of a rhythm when he knows that there's more on the line?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe he can't. Maybe this is his motivation right now. I mean, that's what's going on. Oh, nice deep DP by Hargie.
Wow, and you know, I'm surprised that Slompo jumped at that spacing, because that was a spacing where Hargie literally, all he had to do was react with uppercut. He didn't have to do really
some people are a little bit difficult, a little difficult for them to DP under pressure.
Sure.
So, like he'll go for that.
And you know, it's something to notice that Slompo did that much very early in the game, very early in the round, and I think
less at risk.
Yeah, it was really just a test of what Hargie, you know, how he feels on certain nights. Because there's some nights you walk into a tournament and you're not on your game and you're not anti-airing, and I think Slompo was really just trying to see if there's a weakness there that he could exploit later in the game.
Really early, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, Hargie really showed the first time, right out of the gate, right when it really wasn't that expected to jump right in Hargie's face, just boom, uppercut. So I think we're going to see a much more patient play coming out of Slompo.
Yeah, so if you notice here, the thing he's throwing a lot of he's throwing a lot of fireballs, but in the previous game, he was doing a lot of unpunished dash punches. He's doing a lot of dash punches. You know, he wasn't DPing them or anything. I don't know. I know Hargie can punish those, so I don't know if he's doing it on purpose.
Does that have to be a very deep dash punch?
Yeah, and there were a lot of them.
Oh, okay. All right, going to get the corner carry. Not a ton of damage, but he is going to get the life lead off this, and this is exactly what Slompo's been working for.
Oh, nice.
All right.
Nice.
And he didn't get the full damage.
Oh, nice. That was a really good use of standing fierce. That's a 5-frame move that usually hits people when they cross you up. That was excellent.
I mean, those exchanges right there, Parker dropped that very crucial combo, which would have taken Hargie really close to death, but he just stayed solid after the drop, and it seemed like he was just really in Hargie's head right now. He's like, I know you're going here, let me put a fist where you're going to be.
Yeah. So yeah, I think Hargie's going back to the real game, trying to use low forward a lot more. I like the staggering of jabs.
I love that right there.
Yeah.
Using that quick jab to really try to bait something out of an impatient player.
If you notice, when he grabbed him just then, it was because Hargie's been linking the throw tech with strong.
Oh, okay,
That's how he got hit right there. Big jumping combo. Oh, it doesn't matter.
Chip.
It doesn't matter.
The chip.
It doesn't matter.
And you know what? I think it would have been good for Hargie to realize that that was going to be the kill combo and do
mash out.
Yeah,
mash
it out.
Mash
because
out.
here's the thing: there was a window there. There was no low short, and there was a window while he was dash punching, and he could have blown Parker off and try to get, try to mount his comeback, but he just kind of sat there and took the super.
Right.
There is no shame in mashing in those types of situations.
No shame. No shame. There's no other way to win.
Yeah, when you're in that sort of situation, doing everything you possibly
nice
can.
Nice footsies by Parker.
Yeah, everything short of physically attacking your opponent next to you is you need to get it. You need to do that.
Nice. I'm glad he saved the ultra right there. Nice loose of
stagger
standing
in the
kick.
frame trap.
Wow.
He's locking Hargie down, and Hargie was standing.
There's no escape.
I think what happened there was that Hargie did too much of a jerk reaction and actually.
Wow!
I think he entered jump
watch
frames.
He'll DP.
Right there.
He threw.
Wow! Oh, and Terry's giving him major crap for that.
Why would you throw right there? Like the proper response is to literally low forward. Like if you low forward, that beats that.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's a mind game.
Exactly.
I mean, you don't know if Parker's going to crouching jab or whatever. But you know what? That's again what happened last time.
Yeah, exactly.
Mash DP, mash low forward. Do something that's correct.
When Ryu low forwards, Boxer will completely whiff over the character.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. But what we saw there with that overhead is that Hargie did react, but he didn't end up blocking, and I believe he entered jump frames from having too much of a knee-jerk reaction.
Oh, you're right. That's probably true.
It's happened to me before.
Yeah, and so everyone should know jumping is 4 frames. So
depending on the character, yeah.
Depending on the character. Oh, that's an execution error. Okay. Oh, missed the whiff punish. Oh, nice counter hit. Nice use of standing medium kick. Oh,
great
anti-air.
Gets the counter hit for bigger damage.
Wow, he's going to bait the DP. Uh-oh.
And he could have gotten the full ultra off of that. Wow, Parker had every opportunity to take that round because there were so many situations where it was either going to be a raw ultra or just getting a bit more damage.
You have to be prepared
for
the absolute breakdown of the other player.
Yeah,
that's what it looked like.
We've already seen some choke moments from Hargie already. A lot of whiffed uppercut, not a ton. Just whiffed uppercut in general to know that in those situations, you have a full ultra, you want there to be no escape.
Yeah. And now, I mean, hopefully he's not shaken anyway, but he's, losing a lot of health trying to get in on Ryu.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't call. Wow, okay.
Nice sweep.
I would not call Parker somebody to really get shaken just from having kind of a choke moment like that. He's had them before. He's been playing in tournaments for a long time. And there it is. There was the low forward.
Nice crouching fierce.
It's an extremely safe frame trap against Boxer to just throw out that low forward.
Nice. Hargie moment. See, if he woke up ultra, it beats him.
There was the dash. There was the dash. He wanted to try to react to a fireball. There was no other reason for him to dash at that space, and that was the perfect space.
But he's not going to throw one.
No, he was.
Hargie saw it. Well, now see, this is anyone's game.
It is.
This is tournament. Nice.
He gets the hook into the hook.
Yeah.
Playing hooky, skipping class.
Very good. Very good counter hit setup. It's been working on him a lot. Oh, reversal, try to work reversal.
That against us.
Wow.
Yeah, he wanted something really bad right there, and I don't know what it was.
I think he's trying to see something that's not there.
Yeah, there wasn't much on the screen that I would have thought that would bait out a reaction like
nice
that. Great
footsies.
whiff punish, by the way. That was great.
Oh, man,
that was so close. Great block on that cross up Tatsu. It does get him out of the corner, though, and this is Hargie's game right now to lose.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, see, the
he's not going to be able to jump over that low forward and then get him.
I mean, what we saw was that Hargie sat down and did nothing until Swampo lost his charge, and then he started throwing fireballs right there.
Nice.
He knew that the only thing Swampo could do was to EX through a fireball, do something crazy.
Okay, so now he's up meter DP, FADC. Nice. That was amazing. Oh, see, I would have. That's when you bait that.
What was really great from Parker is that with that stun combo, he didn't go for the dash punch super because the stun would have nullified the super. And now he still has a lot of meter. He has a lot of control over the match, even though he might lose it right now. But he still has the meter. Oh, I didn't get the full combo on that.
Oh no. It's close, it's close.
And this is this is that position where boxers can really lose the game.
I like the patience by Parker right here. That was awesome.
That was
I actually didn't think that was looked a little late, but it was based on the fireball speed.
It looked like it clipped Ryu's hands right there. That was the perfect spacing because I thought that would have whipped at that spacing.
Oh, nice crouching fierce.
And now, I mean, without meter from Ryu, oh, okay, well, Boxer just lost his super, so fireballs just became a lot more safe to use, and there we go, right there.
Yeah, now it's all of a sudden he's using them textbook Hargie.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. Nice low forward to stop the crouching strong.
No super, no charge. You can.
He's about to have super again, though. This is fine.
That's true. And you know, you kind of saw a lot more patience from Parker. He wants that meter. Great tech.
Nice. He didn't. Oh, good stuff.
Oh, wow. Low strong on wake
Nice anti-air. Oh, no. He missed 2 anti-airs there.
Yeah, those were guaranteed. Those were definitely guaranteed. And
I like the choice that he made right there.
Oh, he staggers it.
Oh. And you know what? People are going to fall for that forever.
Till the end of time.
You have to say to yourself, I'm not even going to have my hands on the stick.
Yeah, because, and something weird right there is I don't know if that was counter hit or not.
This freeze frame is amazing.
Matchups can be really difficult, and they don't get any easier.
No, absolutely none, especially against a character like Gen, who's powerful in the Oki and stuff.
Such a powerhouse in the Oki. He falls back on great pokes. The advantage that Guile has that really he does have in every matchup is that the round starts with him standing.
Exactly.
So exactly right there. Great anti-air with the low fears, but here's the right there. There's that cross up. Very ambiguous. It wasn't a cross up that time, and Lamerboy blocked appropriately. Great throw in the corner, exactly where Lamerboy wants him, and he can just kind of chuck booms, play patient.
And here's an opportunity for him to move back to the corner. He has an entire screen to work with to walk back. Force Gen to move forward, make some mistakes.
And Lamerboy has thrown out so many fierces, and they've almost all connected. This is an extremely commanding round right now. He didn't even want to risk the flash kick and instead stand blocked the jump in.
Very smart stuff. A sign of a fundamentally sound player.
Exactly. He was very comfortable the whole time, and really, he had no reason to be nervous. He only got knocked down, I think it was just once, and he blocked the cross-up appropriately, and he just took the round from there.
Now he's fighting at that magic distance, that 3/4 of a screen distance.
Yes, exactly.
And again, right now, at least New looks like he's not feeling too comfortable in moving into another position to get himself an advantage.
Yeah, and that's something. Well, I mean, right there, it seems like Lamerboy just got a little too close, and he got into that sweet spot where New could get that sweet cross-up in.
He's got to capitalize right here.
And yeah, he got him into the corner, doesn't go for the cross-up, instead goes for the overhead, and he seems to just be, well, initially trying to pressure him, but deciding to just keep his life lead and stay at a good distance.
This time, Lamerboy with the pressure instead to move out away from the corner.
Exactly. He, opting not to pressure Guile, let Guile out of the corner, and let Guile kind of get into that position that he really wants. Like you said, that 3/4 screen.
That's smooth right there. That's not safe. Very risky guess, but he gets away with it there.
And we're just seeing such great blocking coming out of Lamerboy right now. You saw how ambiguous that cross-up looked. And even without the life lead, this kind of does look like in Lamerboy's favor as long as he doesn't get knocked down.
He's got positional advantage right now, so technically speaking, 25 seconds up on the clock. He's got New in the corner.
Yeah.
He's about 3/4 distance. He just needs to maintain this, and eventually time will run its course.
Yes, the only advantage New has right now is the fact that the round isn't over yet. Because, I mean, there's time on the clock, but that's really his one advantage. Very interesting jump in. Oh, no! And he drops the combo.
Oh my goodness! Really? That's gutsy. You know what? He needed to do what he needed to do, and it worked out.
Exactly, right? He's gonna be in range, and you have an invincible uppercut, and you needed to get chip damage. There's no reason to not do that. But even then, New felt a lot of guilt right there. You could see it on his face. I don't know if the camera panned to him, but I sure did.
I was looking at it straight at us.
He just turned to us and was like, I'm sorry, guys. But that's what you do. It's a smart choice. Welcome to Street Fighter 4. And here we go. Right back. Lamerboy's taking the advantage again, and it's pretty sizable. The advantage that New has right now is that he has both Super and Ultra, and Guile is in a position to be taken out with that. And here we go.
Right there.
It's such an amazing hit confirm because it's not a charged Super. So you can do it at any distance, at any spacing, and after walking forward, as long as you get the hands out.
Now, there's a danger in that because Lamerboy, or a danger for Lamerboy because he's a charged character, and we typically walk back, right? Balrog or Guile. So New is empty jumping into crouching medium kick. He needs to watch out for that empty jump crouching medium kick.
Yes.
He's walking back, and that's how he got caught that time.
Exactly. Going for that double hit jump in. It's a built-in frame trap. That's whack. It's pretty whack. Same with Chun-Li's jump fierce. I hate that.
And again, though, Lamerboy always with that early lead, and he looks like he has a strong start.
We've seen that jump palm before in past games really stuff that low fierce at certain spacings. And we saw it right here, and New was able to take the life lead back for himself. But right now, there it is, right again. Actually, it looked like Lamerboy just kind of walked into it right there, not expecting to jump in.
Yeah, definitely. He might have also tried to guess the timing. He tried to punish it with something. I don't know if he saw a counter hit or not. Yeah, I didn't pay attention.
Perhaps he wanted to walk more forward to alter the New's spacing to get that low fierce in rather than having it whiff.
Exactly. So sometimes you know they're going for the empty jump, so you move closer so you can hit them with that fierce.
Yeah.
And he might have been aiming for that. In either case, though, a pretty even match so far. Both players are relatively equal health. We got 30 seconds left on the clock.
You know, that big advantage that we're seeing right now for Gen is that he almost has that super again, the round-ending tool. Now, what he wants, of course, is to end around without using that, because going into match point with super and ultra is the best position you can hope for. But it's not looking like he's going to be able to secure this round without doing something.
Okay, there he goes to that empty jump, crouching move, whatever, short or medium kick.
He wanted to catch him standing.
That one was a little bit telegraphed, and Lamerboy saw that, rocked it, and won that
back roundhouse. Very, very great. But now, the thing about not using super, even if you lost a round, you still have your super. So this round can go much better for him, but already we see a huge life lead coming out of Lamerboy.
85 seconds left, and he's almost done with this round.
Exactly. This is the best position you could hope for, especially, you know, with stuns. That's cool. Oh, I wanted to see boom flash kick super.
I did too.
Just like in your head, just like, oh, please. Please get the Sonic Boom super.
Are you ready?
I don't think Lamerboy wants to be in losers anymore, so he's...
Right.
This is losers practice, so if he's done, he's done.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, I got the stun.
Man, that was cool. I didn't notice that we had animations for the score. It changed from 0 to 1. It kind of like...
Oh, wow. I'll have to look at that. Well, I don't know if we're ever going to put in 2-1. I'll look for it next time.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I mean, it was a good life lead for Lamerboy at the start, but now it's in the corner. Got the overhead, and he has the life lead. Oh, it's so ambiguous, and he blocked it correctly. I don't know if...
Gutsy move right there. Overhead!
The double!
He's got 60 seconds to work with. He's got an entire screen to work with. And I don't know, New was probably just anticipating something else.
Exactly.
Time to jump wrong. Man, that real unfortunate. That was a hard
and it seemed like Lamerboy had the opportunity to finish with the ultra, but maybe he lost charge. Because it seemed like he stopped a cross-up, so perhaps he didn't have charge for his ultra.
Yeah, it looks like Russ is affecting Lamerboy in this match a little bit, but I mean, he's still coming up on.
I mean, this is such solid play from both players. We're seeing very few mistakes. We're always seeing great plays from the opponent rather than mistakes from one player.
It's just great views, great decisions overall.
Yeah, exactly. And the spacings that we're seeing. Such deliberate spacings. Oh, right in his face!
Another gutsy move.
Yeah, I didn't see if it was a counter hit or not, but that was such an interesting play. Oh my god, just mixing him up. High, low, high, low.
I'm surprised that he goes for that option right there. He goes for the cross short. Oh my goodness. Is he gonna...
Oh! That was an awkward spacing. I think he wanted Lamer Boy to walk towards the corner right there for him to get that cover.
Why? He did the Daigo.
Evo, what was that? 2010, 20.
Evo 2010.
2010. Yeah, I feel it. I feel it in my bones. That was just. He had the read, but it wasn't there.
He had a lot of time.
A moment of silence for that round because, I mean, New had the knockdown. He chose not to pressure Guile once again, which I'm not really sure what the thought process is there because it gave Guile the opportunity to take the round again.
And then Lamer Boy opted to go for that corner cross-up, put himself in the corner. I don't know. I'm not a fan of that decision, actually. But in either case, another, not a commanding lead, but a lead nonetheless. Now more of a commanding lead.
I think the real advantage that Lamer Boy has been having right now is that he's had 2 bars, and New's been really scared of that. He's been scared of that flash kick because whenever New seems to have those ground pressure strings, he just seems to back off after a little while, and I'm really not sure why. I'm not sure what he is afraid of.
Missed on the conversion there, but catched him with that smack.
Oh, but New does have the super and the ultra, and at these life totals, that can kill.
Now, Lamer Boy, see right there, he saw that empty jump and he opted to punish it.
Yep. He was a little further back, so he knew that the back fierce was what he needed.
And New, he saw that again. He went for that neutral jump crouching up. Oh my! Gutsy move by Lamer Boy.
That one worked.
That worked. That one worked.
Flash kicks that take rounds, they're better than flash kicks that take.
But New went for that empty jump crouching medium kick again.
Yes,
trying to get that hit confirmed.
Trying to catch him standing again. Because that's how he was going to get that low forward hand super in the ultra.
Exactly. And Andrew was walking back. He just misjudged the positioning a little bit.
Yeah.
But nonetheless,
wow,
great play.
such a solid game. If you exclude that one flash kick, they were very well. I mean, you really have to make the exception because that was the only mistake. Well, I mean, mistakes are very subjective, but that was such a solid game.
It was a solid game. Very entertaining to watch. Gutsy play from both players. Just good, solid reads all around. But up next, we're going to have...
it looks like Boba Tapioca and John Choy right now. I'm going to check the bracket to confirm that.
Boba Tapioca's been working on his ground game recently. He's a Fei Long player who's... He was playing very antsy, like a typical mid-tier player, you know, who's... They're trying to get good, and then they ask me, or I ask somebody, why do I feel like I'm not getting better?
Why is this not working?
I feel like I've given it every single thing that I've had, yet I'm not getting any better.
And then it always leads to ground game.
Yeah, and it always comes back to the fundamentals.
Yep.
Have you really solidified your ground game, your ability to not only not need to jump, but to control the pressure, control the pace?
Yeah, exactly. It's the hardest thing is that you tell someone to not jump, and then they go, why? And you go, because it's like, yeah, okay. It's because, anti-airs, a lot of the time, anti-airs are pretty guaranteed. Yeah. And then it goes, okay, well, now I'm on the ground. Where do I go from there? And that's much more difficult question to answer. The question of whether or not to jump, it's so staggering how often it's more advantageous to not jump.
Yeah.
So it's much more difficult to explain to someone how they really work around their opponents in the ground game, because that turns into such this deep and complex.
It is just extremely complex.
That's an art form. That's where the theory fighter comes in, and certain things sound stupid. A lot of things sound logical, but I mean, it just comes down to that no one's ever fully figured it out, and that's the beautiful thing about fighting games right now.
Yeah. The one thing that I'm glad that Boba has seen is that with the ground game, you don't use ground game necessarily to get damage. You use ground games to get reads. Being able to understand your opponent's abilities, how smart they are, how they react to certain situations.
And it's a lot about trying to find how you're going to achieve what you want, because there's matchups. There's matchups where, it's advantageous that as long as you have the life lead, it's okay to be in the corner. And there's weird, illogical things like that. So the ground game per matchup really leads up to what do you want, and don't say damage.
Exactly.
Because you're not going to get it unless you have other ideas in play. You want them in the corner very often. That's a huge thing. How are you going to scare them into the corner? It's kind of that step-by-step process.
This is going to be a testament to see how good Boba Tapioca has improved in his ground game because he's going against the king of ground games.
This is the benchmark. This is the benchmark.
This is pretty much as good as it gets.
Yeah, you know, you're wondering like, okay, how good is my ground game? Oh, going for the overhead immediately, but Fireball, it's an invincible poke, so it beats that out.
Yeah, John Choy likes to say, your fireball is an extended poke.
Yep, exactly. It's a part of your body, and I don't know if that was a stagger or if he went. He definitely went for the low fear uppercut and just dropped the low fear portion of that.
Eats that safe jump. He's gonna just block that.
Yep.
Could have avoided all that free damage. You can't give it around like that.
Hey, he had the life lead, he had the and there's just the great read.
Very nice.
He just had the great read right there.
Great work from Boba.
And I wonder if John Choy is going to do a lot of the same thing because, I mean, obviously, John's still very comfortable. He's not worried at this point, but I wonder if there's going to be adjustments this early or if he's going to stick with the same solid patient play, not going for anything crazy. And I'm surprised that I saw a jump right there.
Yeah, Boba Tapioca, I mean, just showing that he has improved his ground game.
Yeah,
he punished it with an uppercut,
exactly.
and he converted with extra damage.
There's another uppercut right now, and I don't want to say that John's scared right now. Part of me just really wants to be like, oh, well, he's just testing him because he's done this time and time again, giving you the first game. He's done it to me. I felt hella good about it, and then I got bodied the next 2 games. I mean, it happens. He does it. He puts pressure on himself.
No, John.
But you can't say that Boba didn't work personally. You just can't do that. You have to give credit.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, you give credit where it's due, and then if John comes and bodies him, you go, good job, John.
John is a different kind of player. You can beat him whether he's messing around or not.
Yeah, exactly.
His ability to play is as high as it gets. Again.
Yeah, I mean, so if he gives you something, take it, because that's the mark of a good player. Exactly. You can't say that he kind of gave you that round. Yeah, well, I took it. He handed it out. I still had to take it.
Boba in the corner. John working it. Nice punish right there.
Punish on the sweep. That was a great whip punish right there. Frame trapping him, and it seems like he's gonna get to match point right now.
And that Boba Tapioca not jumping, not doing too many things stupid. And if he does jump, it's with a purpose. That's the kind of jumps I like to see.
Yeah, we're seeing
solid play overall by Boba right now. John, it might be a combination of not playing this match too much, but I also would have to say it's a combination of getting outplayed as well.
Yeah, and right now we're seeing extremely patient play coming from John. We're definitely not seeing any more jumping. And something right now, we're seeing a fireball every time Boba walks forward, and that is a huge test to your opponent.
Wow. Hurricane kick.
Goes for the counter hit setup on wake up. And just going for that solid blocking right now.
He gets out of the corner. He takes damage.
Yeah,
he gets out of the corner.
He takes a little bit, knowing that Fei Long couldn't get that much damage out there. Kind of gets walked right back to the next corner though, and goes for the throw.
Nice throw by John. John showing that he's still got some life left in him.
Yep. Or showing that he had it all along. Done.
He's done.
Done. Oh, John. But like we were saying about Boba Tapioca's ground game. One thing that can help you improve a lot when you're watching your own matches and trying to improve is that every time you jump, ask yourself, why am I jumping? And if the answer is I want damage, you should not be in the air right now. You have to have other reasons. Oh, going for the cross-up.
John with a nice lead. Here we go. We get an Oki mix-up going.
Goes for the tick tension. Gets him in the corner and gets the overhead into the frame trap, and he had the life lead.
Could have finished it.
That's it.
Terrible choice right there.
I mean,
that was the first mistake that he's made in this game. First mistake that he's made this game.
Yep. I mean,
beautiful play until that.
When you're in the corner, I said it before, last time a Ryu was on screen, I forgot which Ryu it was, but when you're, I believe it was Hargie, when you're in the corner, you have to know how much meter they have. If they have one bar, you are playing so much more patient than if they had nothing. That one bar makes all the difference.
Another thing is just kind of like, you don't give anybody a free round or a free match. You make them earn it. Yep. If you're gonna lose, get outplayed.
Yep.
You don't give them a match. He gave John that round.
Exactly. It completely relied on the fact that Boba did not properly orient himself while he was in the corner, and John took full advantage of that.
For the second round, both players playing pretty evenly. Actually, never mind, I take that back. John with a lead now.
Great red fireball. And what we're seeing from Boba is what we see with a lot of, you know, a lot of less experienced players, is that when you block a fireball and you immediately walk forward, that slight detail is a lot of data for your opponent.
John has also timed his focus attacks. He's because Mei Long's looking for the focus to punish him. And every time he does that, Ryu is throwing that EX fireball. John is making those reads right now.
Yep, and that's a huge part of Ryu's game, especially in the Geef Ryu matchup. One of the great things that Geef can do is focus through fireballs and sometimes get a guaranteed grab, but at good spacing, you can punish it, but also, if you know that you're going to focus, that red fireball can control the matchup so well.
Execution error on the uppercut right there. The tapioca. Oh my, that is gutsy.
Oh, he didn't confirm. That was even a counter hit, Rekka. Overhead, and we've seen this a lot in this match. And John Choy burning a lot of meter.
Oh, and Boba just. Wait, last round, but Boba's showing signs of life this time.
Yeah, or maybe not. Okay, so Boba had him in the corner. He had a great pressure game going. There's a lot of frame traps, and you know, not as many Rekkas, not as many high risk things.
John just, oh my.
All right, I wonder where the thought process was. Oh, I love that. He just walked forward. He knew the jump was coming.
That was just an ambiguous Tatsu right there by John. He has John in the corner now, so John's gonna be careful.
I mean, this is where this is where the round's been ending all the way.
Very nice conversion right there by Boba.
All right. And no meter. This is like literally as far down in the pits as you could possibly put yourself.
But he needed to do that to at least. Oh, and Boba takes it 2-1.
And I believe that's winners. I think Boba's in winners finals. I'm gonna look at the bracket. That may or may not be the case.
It's gonna be tough for him to play against. If he's going against LPN, that's gonna be a tough matchup.
Oh, winners semis. Boba's now in winners semis. John Choy going into losers, and Boba Tapioca is gonna have to go against the winner of Crizzle and Canada later on. I'm not sure if we're doing that right now. Oh, but it looks like we're. I believe his name's Tyler. Against Hargie.
This is the guy from the 925 that plays the Makoto. He is apparently the number one.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we're gonna see him at number one Makoto
on Xbox.
Yeah, okay. So we're gonna see him at HodoCon. I heard he was going to HodoCon, and I heard that there's a triple Makoto team, and he's on the triple Makoto team. It's him, Devin, and Kelvin.
Yep.
And they're gonna kill some people.
They're gonna kill a lot of people.
We're gonna see a lot of comebacks.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, that was some beautiful play by both John and.
Yeah, I mean, you saw the capitalization on mistakes.
Oh yeah,
on both sides. It was a beautiful
both players ended up doing some jumps, and both players punished each other for the jumps. So it's good play.
And you saw really good whiff punishes coming from Boba Tapioca, and whiff punishing is something that players can find really difficult if you've never focused on getting in through whiff punishes. It can be a very complicated and difficult thing to learn, because there are moves in this game that are extremely quick, and those are the pokes that you got to whiff punish.
I think that was the first time he's ever beaten Choy.
You know, yeah, I mean, whenever someone beats Choy, it's usually the first time. Putting that out there. So, okay, in the past, Hargie has lost to Makotos. Namely Kelvin. I believe TNT Hargie does have a losing record in this matchup, but we're really gonna. I've never seen this Makoto in tournament, and we all know that SRKlive is.
All three of them play very, very different Makotos.
Yes.
Tyler much more slower paced.
Yeah.
Devin
in your face.
In your face.
In your face.
And then Kelvin is
it's
very
kind of
set up crazy.
Yeah. It's almost like a little bit of a mixture.
Yeah. So Tyler kind of in between the two, and wow.
We're just seeing such strong reads coming out, getting that early life lead, and now, wow, what a, I don't know if that was reaction or just the fireball read, but right over that fireball he gets the axe kick, but not a huge capitalization off of that.
Hargie though right now is just setting the pace early. He's showing Tyler, you know what, I'm not scared to press any buttons, but I'm not bad either, so.
Exactly.
These aren't random.
Hargie, this is how Hargie, that was definitely walk forward fireball. There's no doubt about that.
Or
maybe no. I mean, wouldn't that be amazing, right? And then Hargie could stand up and go, I'm the best! But this is how Hargie wants to be playing right now. He still has a great life lead. Of course, Ultra 1 Makoto is always terrifying in any situation ever.
No, I see Devin and Kelvin doing well against Hargie. I think because of Tyler's style, he may struggle a little bit, kind of the way he struggles against Guile players, solid Guile players.
Sure.
Whereas Devin and Kelvin, they just roll over Guile players. So this might be a style matchup problem versus a character matchup.
Because really, this is where Hargie is very comfortable. He's very comfortable at the slow, methodical game. Right now, Tyler does have the life lead, though, which, you know, in this situation...
You see, he's not playing a lot of setups. He's very patient.
Yeah.
He's methodically moving into spots that's favorable.
Yeah, we are seeing some weird jump-ins, though, so I wonder if this is a nerve issue. If this is... I really don't know Tyler's tournament experience, because, like we said, he's mainly an Xbox Live player. So you have to wonder if there's some nerves, because even with a huge life lead, we did see some jumps.
You see right there, he's just playing it really slow-paced, almost kind of a footsies Makoto. Ryu jumps in, crouching medium kick, anti-air, moves back and forth. He didn't dash in and try to set him up, didn't try to go wild.
Nothing extremely risky, So he did take that round, and he gets the life lead early and goes for the super read, and that does not pay off at all. And very patient play coming from Tyler. He had the potential for the grab reset, and he just backed off. He has a 70% life lead. He doesn't need to go for any crazy resets right now.
Oh wow, this might. Oh, okay, he wasn't able to capitalize, but that could have hurt.
I like that. I like the tots in the corner. He had plenty of meter, and he had the ultra, but now he's finding himself in the corner.
Hargie's gotta be a little bit careful here.
And just a great buffer coming out of Tyler, and he takes the game very convincingly. Those were 2 rounds that he had at least a 60% life lead, almost throughout the entire round.
Yeah, let's see it. Just Tyler style, very slow, very methodical, not too crazy. It's a different kind of Makoto play, and I actually really enjoy this. But Hargie.
Ooh, just a great whiff punish on that sweep. That sweep is so negative on whiff, even on block. One of the most negative things in the game.
I wonder if Makoto's Hayate, EX Hayate can punish that.
Oh, I would imagine if the axe kick could, I would imagine that EX Hayate could. It's probably just more of a risk to go for the EX Hayate. Alright, goes for the untechnical knockdown, for the whip into the throw, but Hargie does tech it, and just a great conversion off of one poke, and Hargie, he's not happy right now.
Well, Hargie's now playing a little bit tentative. I mean, he's been baited out on his uppercut.
It's definitely a lot less patient.
Yeah.
Great punish. This is where Hargie wants to be. He doesn't have a lot of meter, but he has a great life lead. Oh, but he's knocked down, and he's just getting red on every wake-up, it seems. Bam, another one. That axe kick is so effective because on block against a lot of characters, there's not much your opponent can do.
You can try and focus that, though, but he's got to make the read.
That's true. You have to make the read, and when you're focusing right in front of Makoto, you're at risk of just about everything else Makoto can do.
But you've got to take those risks sometimes, otherwise you keep doing it.
Oh, comeback mechanic activate!
Yeah, Tyler looking like he's on the verge of victory.
Yeah, I mean, this is such a great life lead for Tyler, and going for the non-whiff in the corner, that was just a great choice from there, because in every other situation he's been making the axe kick whiff, which is pretty high risk because you let your opponent out of the corner if they check the throw.
Who we got next? We got Terry and...
I would imagine this is Terry and Crizzle, unless that game already got played, but I doubt that they would run that off stream. Yeah, Terry and Crizzle. So, in the past, Terry has beaten Crizzle at TNT before.
Yes.
But historically, Crizzle does have a very dominant record against Terry because they end up fighting a lot in the TNT brackets. So really, Crizzle saying, talking to Crizzle recently, he is maining Sagat. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that was on stream earlier, but it's not so much no more Viper, but it's kind of like one-time hero learning Cammy is that he just wants to learn another part of the game. He wants to learn a much more patient character, and Viper is not a patient character, but it's definitely a lot more crazy. And Sagat's a much more fundamentally sound character, but right now, he kind of, some people do say that Akuma does have some really great advantages against Sagat, but it is just button checks. He might go to Sagat.
In vanilla, he definitely did.
Oh, really? Yeah, yeah. I would believe it. I mean, even though Sagat was by far the best character, Akuma was one of the killers. And of course still is. But, you know, you had such crazy things going on in vanilla that really make me miss the game, but also kind of happy that Super eventually came out.
I miss Super.
I miss Super. I do miss Super. I don't miss Seth and Super, but because I got air snipered all day. But as far as my green hand knocking down, me and Super go way back.
I think they've nerfed Guile far too much.
I would agree with that. He was never a dominant character anyways, so.
I liked Guile, what he had. I thought that whoever lost to Guile was just simply getting outplayed. And then
yeah, there was that. The main concern, though, is that the Fireball game was so extremely different from other characters with how safe the boom was. And yeah, it did kind of seem like a knee-jerk reaction. But right now, he is going with Viper. We're not seeing a Sagat. And I mean, really, that choice, it probably has a lot to do with the supposed advantages that Akuma has against Sagat. And Crizzle, this far into the bracket, he doesn't want to have to deal with that right now. He's going to go with what he knows best, and that of course, is Viper.
Nice teleport. Gets out of the corner. That's not such a nice teleport.
Good teleport. Very good.
And Terry going with some risky taunting, but that last one paid off for him.
Wow.
And I don't know what that was. I think that was an option select.
It kind of looked like, because that was just a great punish. It kind of looked like he came out of nowhere. Wow, stuffing the EX Seismo right there. And that was just, it looked like another failed walk-up fireball to get that uppercut.
There's some major execution errors right now with data.
Yeah.
Usually not a common thing. If anything, he just naturally evens.
And you know, there's so many teleports going on. It seems that Terry's playing super scared right now because Viper is so capable of dealing with those teleports, especially if Viper didn't do anything risky on them during the mix-up, that Crizzle's able to just play super patient and just punish whatever Terry does. That looks good. Wow. Yeah. I was gonna say, was that a ground one? Because if that was a ground kick, yeah, Crizzle's like, I dodged.
So many mistakes by Kaneda and still pulls it off. And then
yeah, just one mistake from Crizzle. That's
one mistake.
That's the Akuma damage output.
I'd like to see some more refined play from him. He can play definitely a lot better than what he did the last year.
You know, I think it's just the fear of the size because that gets into a lot of players' heads where they feel like their ground game is just kind of nullified by the size moves, and it's really not. You can work around them. Alright. Getting that EF's Tatsu. And he has the life lead right now, but
wow, nice Tatsu right there. I don't know if that was what his intention was this entire game, but if it was, that was
then
really
that
nice.
was pretty sick. And wow, he takes game one.
Or crouching short now, that's smart.
Crizzle had such a dominating first round, and then he had such a dominating second round, but Terry had a great comeback. And then that third round was just all Terry.
Yeah.
He just seemed to have all the great reads. Even though he was playing kind of a scared, high-risk ground game, he still pulled it out with those solid reads after the knockdown.
Let's see what he comes out with here. Kaneda again with the Tatsu.
He just seems really comfortable throwing that out until Crizzle does something to stop it. Because so far, I think he's like 4 for 4 on that.
He whiffs 1.
Well, hey, if it's a whiff without a punish, then there's no issue. Oh, wow, just a big jump. He's going for the jab combo. I don't know about that. But he is in the corner.
Kaneda wants to avoid this position. I mean, Crizzle can get an ultra off so many situations right here.
Like right now. That's, yep. Oh, that looks low.
That's a heartbreaker.
The chip. Okay.
That is a
wow. Okay, Terry didn't go for the focus. I was like, oh, you got a max damage. But anyways, the chip almost took Terry out. The chip of the ultra. And but yeah, that was too low. For that ultra, and that's a big drop for Crizzle.
I felt like Crizzle could have just gone straight for an ultra, or just something else.
Yeah, I mean, but he, what was it? He went for the flame kick. Yeah.
I felt like something simpler could have secured him the round, but
I don't know what's in Terry's head about these Tatsus, but it is definitely working.
I'm not too sure what the logic is either.
Yeah, dropping a really super guaranteed punish on that EX.
I wonder if they figured this out himself or somebody told him something. Like, I'm just confused.
Yeah, I mean, is this a Crizzle specific setup? Because a lot of damage has been based off that. But that's the round right there.
And that's one of those setups we were talking about. I mean, Viper can just... Her damage output is ridiculously high. She can get her ultra off of pretty much anything.
Yeah, exactly. And then, you know, a mark of a great character is how easily can you hit confirm the big damage.
Again, you know, maybe I'm starting to get this. Maybe because there's not a real big punish. It's the risk and rewards.
You know what? I think you're right, because we're looking at that, and you're right, he has whiffed a few, but it doesn't seem like Crizzle's done much about it, and I don't know if that's Crizzle or if that's Viper.
And the damage that he's getting out, I mean, like, if he gets punished, it's very minimal.
It's very, yeah, exactly. And when he gets the hit, he gets a knockdown, he gets some good damage in there, sometimes he gets more than one hit. And this is looking like Terry's about to take this game, but Crizzle does have meter.
He stopped it again.
He stopped it again. Hey, you know what? It's worked for him in the past. I know it better.
Oh my! Oh my!
And he takes it. And that's, you know what? I wouldn't call that an upset because Terry's done it before, but Crizzle has in the past had that big winning record against Terry, so that's a really great win for Canada.
Could have had that first match though. That's
yeah, definitely. You know, it was very one-sided that first match, and then, you know, Terry just found a few good weaknesses that, you know, Crizzle couldn't.
Hey Terry,
he couldn't do anything about it.
I gotta ask Terry. Terry, why did you know those Tatsus? I gotta find out, because I think I know why, but I'm not sure.
It pretty much beats all the options except for uppercut.
Oh, okay. Everything else but uppercut. So it's just kind of like the damage output isn't as bad. It's not a bad risk. Got it. Okay, that's all I was curious about, because at first we were kind of like, what the hell is this? I've never seen you do that before. Okay, that makes sense. Are you playing? Oh.
I need to put someone's stick in the back.
Yeah.
Because they put their stick under the commentator's chair.
So thanks guys for tuning in to X Factor.
Yeah, SRK X Factor, new premier tournament in NorCal, brought to you by such great guys as Rematch, SRK Canada, the great guys over at Twitch TV, 8ARC, makers of fine super sticks, and Game Center Arcade for letting us host this here. Big thanks to all those guys making it possible. And all right, so we're going down to loser's bracket because, as you know, John Choy did lose that game against Boba Tapioca, and here we have a Ryu mirror.
Yeah, and just a heads up for the people watching. Earlier we had Exposed, which is a little segment that we're going to start doing before.
Oh yeah.
X Factor every single week. We have some unreleased content because we were working on a project for Exposed before, where it would be, well, eventually it'll grow, but it was a series of like little tournaments, what have you, where the grand loser would have to do a stipulation at the very end.
Okay.
And so like there wouldn't be serious matches per se. We're gonna have that big stuff. So instead of first to threes, eventually it'll be like a mini tournament,
right? Where
you can't pick the character, your opponent picks it for you.
Okay.
And or they set up your buttons for you.
Wow. Okay, so you're getting a little bit of Mario Party stuff.
A little bit of Mario
there.
Party stuff with a little bit of gimmicks, but a little bit of fun.
Yeah, I mean, in matches that, you know, they're not super serious matches, things like that, that's super hype. I really like that idea.
Yeah, we'll talk about that more later. Yeah. Horace and John Choy, this is a battle of CVS 2 players.
Yeah, exactly,
like
yeah. Horace, super old school. He definitely plays that arcade style, like I was saying earlier. He's really big on the sound game. He will put a lot of noises in your head, trying to really control you. But right now, John Choy's having none of it. As we all know, John Choy, if there's a definition of old school Street Fighter, it's John Choy, because
John is the definition.
Yeah, exactly. For a long time, you know, they weren't practicing at home. They were practicing in the arcade. So it's not John. There's nothing John really hasn't seen in terms of how you can approach this game.
There's him. There's Valle, obviously.
Yep. Mr. Watson, of course.
Unfortunately, Watson doesn't play as much.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, but we're talking about back in the day.
Yeah,
so.
back in the day, Watson, man, that guy was
third strike, man.
John Choy, in that first round.
Yeah, very convincingly. That looks like a 90% lead right towards the end. It just seemed like Harris wasn't able to ever get a knockdown and really ever get a mix-up in there. And if it's Fireball game against Fireball game, that's not looking good if your name's not Choy. So it's...
Well, John is also not only the king of that game, the king of Fireball games.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if the guy would write volumes on Fireball games, he could. But no one's approached him offering him money yet.
I honestly have not seen anybody really outplay John on Fireball games.
Yeah, I mean, it happened before.
It has happened.
But it's really not often because, it's something that's so simple, but when you put into an effect of human error and mind games, it becomes something so complex.
Honestly, and John doesn't play like that unless he knows you're a good player. That's as simple as that. If he doesn't respect your game, he's not gonna play like that.
Yeah, he's gonna...
He'll body you.
He'll just kind of put you in the meat grinder.
Yeah. Because I love it when I see some of these online guys and they chat and they're like, this is boring, this is Fireball game. How's this guy this good? This guy's screwed.
Yep.
Give it a shot and you'll find out.
Yeah,
he won't play like that on you. He'll play something else. You don't deserve that respect. But John, another good lead here. Harris already down to less than 50, about 40% life now. Got a lot of time to work with, and Harris, he's got to have an answer.
Yeah, I mean, because like I said earlier, we're seeing neutral Fireball game against neutral Fireball game, and it's just really, it's not mounting up to compare.
Subtle movement by John.
Yeah,
you got finished by that crouching roundhouse. The amount of movement that he's putting in for the reads is so subtle.
Yep.
He's making it very hard to
I mean, really, that's how you make something simple complicated, is that you add a lot of things that really play off human error.
Yeah.
You try it, it's like when you turn a mix-up into more of a reactionary mix-up. It's not about guessing right, it's about guessing right now, rather than later. And it's the little things like that that make it so complicated.
Walk back, and then he stops, then throws the Fireball, then he walks back and throws the Fireball, then a stutter step. He's not allowing you to figure out his timing right away.
If you're going for that knee-jerk reaction, you have to do it based off when you actually see the Fireball rather than seeing where you move. And that's a huge thing that can jump up as a experienced player.
And that herky-jerk move that he was doing right there, it's also a bait at the same time. Yep. Jump, he's not throwing the Fireball. He's going to DP you in the face.
Exactly. If you react to that and you think you're going to jump over, you have all the options in the world to punish that.
And he's showing right there. Not only is he going to throw a Fireball, he'll throw a crouching medium kick, he'll throw the crouching roundhouse. He'll throw it all. But which one is it going to be?
Drop combo! Oh, this combo! I can't.
John takes that very fast, swiftly.
All right, we are cranking through. That was losers, and I'm not sure how often we're gonna be running losers. But right now, it looks like we have LPN. Is John staying on?
No, definitely not John staying on. It's
it's gonna be Tyler the Makoto against LPN.
It's gonna be an exciting match right here.
Yeah. We're gonna see a lot of crazy on one side, and like we saw before with Tyler, much more of a patient Makoto than we're used to seeing here in NorCal. And LPN, always known for his extremely bold reads, his extremely fast-paced gameplay. And we're gonna see how that matches up against a really solid Makoto. And I have to wonder because all of LPN's experience, or I'm not going to say all of, but a huge percent of LPN's experience is against Kelvin, against Devin, and not so much against this very different stylistic Makoto. So I wonder what he's thinking right now, if he's really not worried about the character matchup, or he's more about worried about, I'm just going to be more solid than this guy.
Now I know that these two haven't played in tournament. They may have dabbled in casuals, but they've never played each other in tournament. So it's going to be the first time to feel each other out. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure we're going to see some guesses, some
old data.
Yeah. They're gonna figure each other out as we see it. Yeah. They're gonna do I'm expecting a lot of risky maneuvers.
And something to point out is that Long is of course primarily an offline player, and what comes with that is that a very great understanding of the sound game is something that Xbox Live players don't tend to have. So if LPN's really able to get into Tyler's head and kind of make think that LPN's a wizard, it could really harm his solid play, and he might be able to crack him a little bit easier just from being an offline player.
Now Cammy is also a counter pick to Makoto, so he opts not to go for A-Dot. Smart decision.
Is Cammy does have those advantages? Yeah, you know what? I would imagine, because after that knockdown, Makoto's wake-up options are really never that great, and that's what really defines a difficult matchup for Makoto. A lot of people agree that Makoto's worst matchup is against Geef, because once that knockdown comes out, it's huge damage output from Geef, and Makoto has so few options. So that's really what defines Makoto's struggles.
Cammy wins that first round. Let's see if Tyler makes some adjustments here.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like LPN backed off to really say, hey, what are you going to do? Give me some information. But, I mean, Tyler's just kind of sitting there waiting for LPN to come in, and LPN's really fine to do that. Oh, but we have a big life lead right now in the mix-up.
That's the kind of trade he's willing to take. He's going to take that whip uppercut and get punished by any day.
Here's the thing. The whip uppercut, it got him out of the corner. I'm sure that long hurt a button, so if it was anything but the whipped uppercut, it was going to hit him anyways. It was kind of a win-win for him right there. And I don't know if at that point in time he had meter to cancel it, but it just seemed like a really safe choice at the time. This has been a very convincing win.
I know Tyler plays Fei Long as well.
Oh, okay.
He opts to go for Makoto.
Yeah, I mean, Fei Long would definitely have a much easier time than Makoto would, having much better wake-up options, but it seems like having his lane be Makoto is just much more comfortable playing that sort of game.
Yeah. Right now he's having a better start to this round.
Yeah. Bam! Bam!
Nice crouching jab. Gotta be a little bit careful there, but it was still a nice crouching jab nonetheless. Was able to knock Cammy out of her EX dive kick.
Oh, did he punish the backdash? He did. I would really think that was an option select, because I mean that's what a guess. Unless Tyler's being really obvious with the backdashing.
Maybe, I don't know, because it was off of focus and he dashed in.
That's true. That's true. Oh, so it's very likely that you were gonna try to backdash it rather than let that rip. Wow. Crossing under and coming right back, hoping that you weren't
choosing to kill himself again.
Yeah, I mean that was just that was an extremely bold choice, and it hasn't panned out because now Tyler got the life lead, he got the corner, and he has enough momentum that he got the dizzy, and that's a whipped ultra. Low short? Nope. And this is, I mean, yeah, Long can bring that back. He has the pressure on, and Tyler doesn't have meter. He doesn't have great wake-up options, and Tyler must be feeling scared right now. Oh, but he lost it, and this is so far in Makoto's favor right now, and there's always the threat of the full screen Hayate for that chip.
I've got to give Tyler a lot of credit just right there. Even though he took 2 throws, he made the right decision.
And
he didn't budge, he didn't eat the counter hit, and wow, LPN with that conversion.
So sick. In the corner, that juggle, and it was the one moment where Tyler showed a sign of weakness. Other than that, it's been block, 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 block.
He made LPN earn that though.
He did. It was so solid right up until that point.
Very good defense by Tyler overall. Yes. I actually really enjoyed the decision making there.
Yeah.
But LPN came out on top. Really unfortunate.
You really saw what Makoto players had to do to overcome the bad points of this matchup, and it turned out to be, not surprisingly, block. Just block everything, because eventually you'll get out. It's just not for a while.
It'll be a little while.
Exactly. I think my mic just cut out.
Oh, I thought I heard you still.
Can you still hear me?
I can still hear you.
All right. Well,
I think he can't hear. I think you can't hear yourself. And Tyler actually takes out LPN.
just cut out for me.
Makoto wins.
So I have a little bit of technical difficulties here for SFG. In the meantime, we're tied 1-on-1.
Oh, I'm back.
Yeah, you're back.
We're in there. I'm plugged back into the matrix.
We're good now.
All right, so LPN took that game, right?
Yeah. Okay. Oh no, sorry. Tyler took the second.
Oh, okay. We just updated the numbers. All right. I was gonna say, wow, that was a long game.
Oh, Tyler with that Fukiage.
All right, he's got a little bit of life lead. He does have LPN in the corner, and he reads it. He reads the uppercut and just backdashes. Makoto having a great backdash, able to bait that out. And he's just gonna sit. He's just gonna sit on this. It gives, it gives Cammy, that opportunity to approach. but really he just didn't want to take the risk of throwing anything out, and it didn't really pay off. Oh!
Now,
and someone just bumped my mic again.
I don't know, I screamed and I heard my
that was great.
Nice play by Tyler. Good reactions. Takes that first round. LPN with the early lead again. But Tyler is showing that he's never out of the fight. He's just never out until he's done. So even though LPN has the lead, he's not guaranteed to win this round. And Tyler has 2 bars right now.
And something that, wow, okay, great opportunity, or great capitalization of his opportunity right there, and he just takes the round. Okay. What you saw right there was that LPN, right when he got the life lead, he sat back and looked, my character's a lot better at doing this than yours. I want you to come to me right now. And really, he saw the walk forward and he read the button. So he got in there and he finished the round. And look at this. LPN feels like he's already won the mental game, so he's just sitting down and letting Makoto come to him.
Just, again, Tyler, patient player.
Yeah, he's been playing very patient.
A more patient Makoto than most.
Yes, definitely. You would, if Tyler plays patient and then goes a little bit of crazy, you would have seen the crazy a little sooner from other Makoto. Oh, and the double drill, the double dive. And there's the stun, and that's got to be it. Yeah, big
LPN takes that last round.
That was a great set right there. We really saw Makoto, who really just knew the matchup to a point where he could really make it look more even than it actually is. That is a very difficult matchup. Once Makoto gets knocked down and LPN scores that.
And as you saw right there, I mean, like once she's knocked down, there's not a whole ton you can do.
Right.
Besides block and guess.
You know, there's those certain spacings where the uppercut can work, but obviously you can intentionally work around that. And there's just not much else Makoto can do. It always seems like there's a huge risk involved if you want to be dealing some damage on your own wake up. So, I mean, that's how, you know, some characters are built. They're that kind of glass cannon. Hey, in this position I do amazing, and in this position, you know, I'm really not that effective at my job. But you just saw that solid patient play really try to overcome that shortcoming as much as possible, and that was really great to see, because, you know, I hear and I feel the tears of so many Makotos out there who go, dude, you just SPD me all the time, and I'm like, you gotta sit down. You gotta sit down. You do have good pokes. I swear you have good pokes.
But man,
but it's hard.
Tyler lost, man. He showed some very impressive defense.
And it's really great to note that these fundamentals came from Xbox Live, which is actually a much harder environment to really implement such fundamentals as that. That kind of patient play pays off less and less when you're online with that sort of lag. But, you know,
with that credit being given, you also got to give credit to LPN making those reads and making the decision to throw instead of going for the counter hit mix-ups.
The reads were so strong.
All of those counter hit mix-ups would have been blocked, and then he would have given Makoto the right distance that he needed to win.
Yes, exactly. So there was that one time where Makoto just blocked for like 15 hours or something. Sometime last week he started doing that. And, like, he kept blocking up until LPN, like you said, did the counter hit setup, and the pushback got Makoto out, because it just, with all that blocking and all the teching, eventually Makoto got her advantages back. And that's something that's the benefit of that solid play, not getting opened up. And just lasting long enough.
And that's just deep metagame.
Yeah.
Really deep. Whole players, just impressive. Now we got a just as impressive match.
Yeah, we got Hargie against Lamerboy. Now Hargie does have, I'm not going to say a ton of experience against Guile, but he definitely knows how to play this matchup out. I saw a great long set with him against the gamer tag. You know, it'll come to me, but it was, they timed out almost every single round, and Hargie basically played it to a T. And he definitely knows the matchup, but this is definitely the benchmark Guile of NorCal.
I don't want to sound biased. He is my brother.
No,
but I think when he's at his peak, it is the best Guile.
I mean, yeah, he was one of the, like, when you think of great Guile players, he comes up not long in that list, you know? So, this is definitely a test of Hargie's patience because, I mean, of course, Lamer Boy is going to play that sort of game. And look how much meter! Look at all the meter Lamer Boy has. He hasn't even needed to really knee-jerk EX boom all the time or something. He just feels very comfortable right now. And that was a great round finisher to punch that fireball with the EX boom.
Got 3 bars. Ryu with barely 1.
Bars all over the place.
And we're gonna see a lot of corner-to-corner strategy here. That's the strategy that we implemented for his particular guy. We talked about Dominion and Lamer Boy. They play very different styles. Dominion, who flies from the corner, where Lamer Boy flies going corner to corner.
Right. Yeah, I can see that distinction.
But even with the same characters, both players are terrific. They both play very different styles.
Yeah.
We're going to see a lot of that if Hargie can get Lamer Boy in the corner.
I think the most... Wow. Okay,
nice jump.
Great read on the jump right there, but what I was going to say is that the difficulty right now for... Wow, great uppercut. The difficulty for Hargie is that if he doesn't have the life lead, it seems like his fireball game isn't getting anything out of him. And with so much meter on Guile's side, he wasn't able to make anything happen. So he decided that, hey, I need to throw this away. I need to jump now. And he got huge damage out of it.
Now, Hargie is definitely still a little bit scared. He got 40 seconds left. And he's trying to play that fireball game. Is this going to connect? No, it doesn't.
And it did nullify the EX fireball, but it didn't get the damage that he wanted. But going back to the fundamentals of when Hargie decided to jump is that you have to realize that in his head, he wasn't thinking, I need damage. It was that this situation is not working out for him.
Yeah, he was looking for that good position. That jump in roundhouse was the bonus. It was
exactly.
It was icing on the cake.
Wow, it hit.
It's always that case. You're
and then it's the full combo into the corner carry. But other than that, he had a pressure string into the possibility for the throw. So it was all positives after that.
And we saw right there, he was close to the corner, nice looking out from the corner again. He's going to work the corner.
Wow, very low to the ground getting that uppercut in. It was very confident.
That was also an empty jump by Guile too, so that's actually much more difficult to punish.
Yeah.
Very nice punish by Hargie there. He's not going to get close.
And, Ryu, not much meter. It's going to be really difficult for him to get a comeback in right here against Guile, who has meter. Yep, right there. He has the EX booms to punish the fireballs. When he has charge, Guile is a big rock right now, and he takes the first game.
He's employing that strategy and utilizing it to almost perfection.
Right exactly. You see, but he is like, oh, I have life lead, I have meter, I don't even need to walk forward right now.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know, and I shouldn't be saying the secrets because it's a hard little technique, but the corner...
Hey, guys, don't tell anyone about this, alright? This is between you and me.
Between you and me.
Yeah. Turns out whipped uppercuts are bad. But that's between you and me.
Yeah, don't tell anybody else. That's what you need to do. But no, it's just kind of like a lot. I've seen so many Guile players, and they all ask me like, I get to the corner, what do I do?
Right. Stay there.
Like there's ways to get out, but your goal is to not happen in the first place.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. People are always worried about, well, hey, I get into this position and I'm screwed. Well, no, duh. Try to not get into that position. It's like, I can't deal with Cammy post-knockdown. Yeah. Look, it sucks, but she worked you into the corner and you're being punished for it. It's a prevention. Prevent it.
One thing I wish we could have as commentators is little like highlighters that we can put on the screen. So our viewers
get some John Madden in there.
I would, because I would show them exactly this is that Andrew's looking at, exactly his sweet spots. I can pretty much nail down every single thing.
It's funny you say that, and I forget what tournament did that first, but I remember James Chen getting the ability to draw stuff on screen, just literally filled the entire screen with yellow, trying to explain a match.
I wouldn't do that during the match.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, it's difficult because Street Fighter is such a fast-paced game.
It's got to be post-match analysis to be able to do stuff like that.
Exactly.
In either case, Lamer Boy and Hargie, Lamer Boy just again with.
Okay, I'm wondering because I've seen this a lot. Lamer Boy has been landing the flash kick, getting the FADC, but not ultraing. Could you tell me anything about why he wouldn't follow up with the ultra?
He probably is not expecting it to hit.
Okay, and just not reacting in time.
Yeah, okay. So like if he's anticipating the flash kick to hit,
okay,
then yeah, he can do it. But I think his main goal, his main focus was to get out of the corner.
Right.
So when it does hit, that's when you see him dash twice.
Right. Oh, okay.
Dash, he's away from the corner now. He's behind.
So it was very intentional to, I see, the position relative to the corner.
So you'll see some guys will do like one dash and jump, right? But with a jump, you end up like, they block the short, but you end up being next to them. They can potentially uppercut you in the face.
I see. And without crossing under them, you're still in the corner.
You're still in the corner, yeah. So you take a risk. You take a huge risk by leaving it in a 50-50 situation versus if you dash twice, you're out of the corner, you're away from them, and then you're already moving back.
So, okay, I couldn't really react to it watching it, but is he uppercutting FADC and already dashing regardless if it hits? Is he dashing forward regardless?
He already dashed forward the first time.
And then he double dashes to get under. Okay.
To get under.
All right.
The second dash gets under, and he might dash a third time to just move away.
Right.
But in either case, he's already in position to only eat maybe a crouching medium kick.
Right, I see. All right. All right, so this matchup, these guys have played a lot. I saw them play, you know, first to 1,000 at Dragon Lounge just a few weeks ago for somebody's birthday. I forget whose birthday it was.
It was Doug, the guy player back in the day, from Starbase.
Did they have a birthday party for Doug there?
I don't know if it was for that, but it was his birthday too.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I know it was recently, but we've had so many Dragon Lounge birthdays.
Hoodaman's birthday.
Yeah, it was Hoodaman's birthday. Okay, yeah. So
it wasn't Doug's birthday.
Yeah,
Doug's birthday
okay.
was sometime after that.
But what we saw, or what I saw at Dragon Lounge, was that Marcos does not like this matchup in any sense of the word. He really hates how Lamer Boy plays, and he also hates the character in general.
I don't see why anybody would like playing against Giles unless it was a good matchup for you, or if you play Balrog and it's me. I love playing Giles.
Right. It's just people are getting hype over that.
I see John and Hargie just getting hype.
I wonder if they have money on it. Hargie's one to money match on the most random things. He'll like pick things that characters do really often and go, yo, first one to land a 3-hit combo, and then someone does like low forward Rekka, and then it's like, damn! How did I get baited into that? But anyways, that was an extremely convincing round for the first round, but now it seems like Marcos really hit his stride in this round because he has him in the corner and he's getting the full combo, and he gets himself out of the corner. I like that. Goes for the throw. But he doesn't sit down, and I didn't even know he picked Ultra 1, bringing you back to the olden days. Is there? That looks good. Yep.
But not enough.
So health. I'm wondering, are there specific setups other than Wake Up Ultra that are more advantageous for Ultra 1 rather than against Vega? Would you know? Yeah, I mean, because it does seem like an interesting choice to go for an Ultra that really seems good just for guaranteed punishes.
I think it's more so the comeback factor.
Sure, yeah, the guaranteed punish. It could be, maybe he thinks that Marcos flash kicks too much, so he goes, hey, if I have charge, I'll take the round, sure.
I mean, if you get the flash kick FADC into Oja 2, how much damage is he going to get out?
Right, exactly.
And he's not playing against a fireball character.
That's true. He doesn't need to either just make him scared, or he doesn't need to worry about that the fireball punish. But yeah, if he gets a guaranteed punish with that Ultra 1, like you saw, it's huge damage.
Man, just Lamer Boy with that aggression. Just going in. FADC, Sonic Boom, going for the throw. No fear. He's missing it up. See, in this case, you don't really... going corner to corner against Vega isn't as good as it is against a fireball character.
Right, because you're really neutralizing someone's fireball game if you're able to pick any spacing you want to be relative to them.
And then Vega already loses into Oki as soon as he's knocked down, so why not stay aggressive?
Right, yeah, I see what you're saying, because like fireball games, a lot of the things that make fireball games so great for players is that they can pick their spacings when they want to. But in the corner, you can't really do that.
Yeah.
Oh wow, great read right there. That was huge risk factor. Didn't get the full conversion. Does it have to be EX to get the full combo?
Yeah.
Okay. So Marcos definitely thought that he was going to have meter at that point. Nice. Wow, great spacing on the flash kick. That almost looked like Marcos was going to cross him up.
I thought he was going to punish him because Lamer Boy hit that crouching forward.
Oh, I see.
So I thought that was going to punish, but Lamer Boy reacted with the flash kick. Very nice punish.
And this is just, yeah, that just seems like the impossible situation right there when you find yourself within chip damage against a charged character. It's just so hard to evade chip for...
this is one of those matchups where I see Dio dive in the corner if he has a lead.
Right.
Get a lead, sit in the corner, and Vega can't cross you up.
Yeah, exactly. It's those certain matchups where it's like, hey, look, you're not a character that can open me up unless you really get into my head. I'm just going to stay solid, stay calm, and block. And, hey, the clock's on you. I'm not the one with the shot clock right now.
Big punish right there. Huge combo.
Oh, and hits him in the corner with the aerial fireball.
This time a delayed throw. Very smart stuff.
FADC up in Sonic Boom really laying on some pressure right now. Really wanting to keep Marcos into the corner. And like you said, he's really working the corner. He's pushing people.
Lamer Boy just playing with heavy aggression right now.
Oh, he didn't get the full combo off of that low strong.
Be careful.
Oh, he tried to just frame it, didn't get it. And that's the full combo. Short, 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 short.
Lamer Boy takes it very, very handily. 2-0.
Yeah, 2-0. Very convincing. There was rounds where Marcos really, he started to hit strides, but Lamer Boy, very adeptly just kind of shut down what Marcos wanted to accomplish. And it looks like we got Crizzle now, so it looks like we're jumping back into the losers bracket.
I thought it was going to be Crizzle versus Lamer Boy, and all of a sudden I was reminded of NCR when he just whipped throws like 5 times in a row. That was just
Yep, I remember that. I remember watching Cross Counter, watching the Excellent Adventures where they visited Ricky Ortiz and Filipino Champ, and they were playing online matches, and they were whipping throws against this Viper. He goes,
oh,
dude, look at this. Like, look at the SOS right now. Just like, oh, whip throw, whip throw. And there's something about Viper that if you haven't played against a lot of Vipers, you just start throwing.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, you're falling towards me.
Are you ready?
You should be hitting the ground at this point in time. It's a mental timing issue. It's that muscle memory.
Yes.
People think, yo, dog, they have to be on the ground for you to throw them. Yeah, no, dog. But it's those inherent muscle memory reactions that can really mess you up sometimes when you're going against a character as crazy and chaotic as Viper can be.
Your subconscious is sometimes more powerful than your consciousness.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And that's something that a lot of experienced players kind of tap into, where they test them and they go, oh, that's how you react to that? Oh, watch what's coming up next.
Yeah.
Because if that's your knee-jerk reaction, then look at this amazing read. Evo moment number whatever, here it comes. And if you want to watch more about that, there was I'm blanking. OS Ryan Hart did a great hour-long video about how people react in certain situations that you wouldn't normally consider mix-ups. And it was very interesting. It really makes you think about your character when you think about mix-ups in that sense.
Yeah. I mean, this game isn't all about numbers. Part of it is numbers. But the frame types are predictable, so they're not really trapped in it.
Right, exactly.
Rohm had the early lead. That was kind of an easy game. And both players are not pressing a lot of buttons. They're both being really aggressive. Nice block from Rohm.
Wow, that really did look like a safe one right there.
It did. Wow,
ooh, wow, so much mobility coming out of Adon right now.
Both players just kind of
literally running circles around him.
They're really going in.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure how to commentate a match when both players are just kind of not really a lot.
It's play-by-play. Oh! What an answer! What an answer. All right, Crizzle smiling. He's like, yeah, dog. I knew that. Right out of the round. The EX knuckle.
Yeah, they both the timing on their moves are very similar if you watch it very carefully. They're just pressing the same buttons almost at the same time. And it's so similar in the timing that they just get a lot of trades overall.
Yeah, it's like this out-of-range neutral game.
Yeah. And right now, Crizzle's ahead.
Yeah, Rohm saved the ultra right there, wanting to leave his comeback factor intact. And Aaron, and he got himself crossed up. I think his inputs got messed up because you saw that great roundhouse coming out of Adon. Yeah, he said it right there. He crossed me up. It's very unfortunate because that was Adon's chance right there, and that crazy situation where your inputs get all messed up.
And another random uppercut right there. They seem to be just guessing each other's timing.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like every action has been a mix-up so far.
Yeah. So there's not a lot of intentions though. There's not a lot of reads, just more like they're reacting and they just continue to react.
Yeah, it has a lot more with that general, are you scared or are you not scared? That's the 50-50. Like, because if you're scared, you're going to find yourself dead in the corner.
And these are pretty high level players.
Oh, yeah.
So kind of surprised they're choosing to take this
very chaotic
this
route.
Yeah,
exactly. Oh, that could have been the ultra right there. I don't know if Crizzle like wasn't confident in his timing right there, but I think he just gave it.
This could cost him.
Oh,
it is
wow.
Crizzle was able to come out with a victory on that round.
Yeah, Crizzle's cheese and LV is like, I'm so sorry, dog. Damn.
Yeah, that jerk reaction.
Yeah, what we saw was a close roundhouse. I wonder if he thought that was going to anti-air if he timed it right, but it seemed like he timed it too early. And Crizzle got himself out of the corner. That was very smart. And this looks like Crizzle's game right now. But he did throw himself into the corner, and Adon does have a lot of meter. There it is. Now, it's going to equalize the lives. I think they're going to be pretty even. Oh, no. Adon does have a slight lead, and Viper in the corner. And we all know that Viper's wake-up options are not her strong suit. Instant
fuzzy guard
overhead. I like it.
There's that fuzzy guard.
Very
nice.
Yes.
This match decides
And I really like that choice.
Victory. This is what Rohm needs. He's down 1-0. He's got to take some risks. He's got to make Crizzle think.
Yeah.
He's got to make him think. He turns it into a 50-man game. I think he'll have a better shot than playing the 50-50, where Viper has, I think, a ton more damage output.
Yeah.
Oh,
short. Wow. Now they're playing patient. That was kind of a crazy exchange right there, where both of them did a whole lot of nothing. And there it is right there. And Crizzle ends up taking it.
I think that patience should have happened a little bit earlier, set the pace, and even if you're going to lose the early rounds, you can invest into the later rounds.
Yeah.
When you play against a character like Viper, where you're risking that 50-50, I mean, who's gonna come out on top? I'm pretty sure Viper's gonna come out on top.
It's the damage output. It's the damage output. It's the risk reward. Adon's, he's a very solid poke footsie character. Exactly. But when it comes down to who's got the most crazy, it seems like Viper's just got that damage output.
And definitely Viper made the right choice. Continue to play that guessing game.
Yeah.
Against John. He might not have that opportunity.
Ruh-roh.
He's gonna have to earn those mix-ups.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if Crizzle wants to have a chance here, he's really gonna have to sit down and not so much play it to John's game, but find his way around John's game, because the mistake against an extremely fundamental player is not so much to slow yourself down, but it's to find your way around your opponent rather than playing into the game that they want to play. Because you might think, oh, I can't go nuts anymore because I'm playing such a fundamental solid player. It's not really like that. Yep. It's about working yourself around it.
And now because Crizzle, he's skilled enough to do that.
Yeah, I mean, Crizzle's been playing forever. And right there, great reaction to the fireball. Whoa, big damage out there, notifying all that focus life that John Choy had, and with the knockdown, the mix-ups are coming out, and they are flying.
And he's getting some valuable information. When he was at the overhead earlier, he saw John go for that crouching immediately.
That's true.
So he knew he was trying to avoid the flame kick.
Yep, so he knows, all right, this is, you're playing a little scary now. I love the bait. And here's the thing, it's round one, it's a 99% life lead. John will do that because this is Street Fighter 4. If Crizzle made one wrong move, John Choi's comeback potential skyrockets after that.
Oh, that was a counter hit. I wonder if that could have. I'm not sure if it works on Viper, but I know that counter hit roundhouse can link into uppercut.
Well, I believe the non-counter hit can also do it.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I'll check the frames on that, but I believe that that's to use max damage non-meter combo. Is that roundhouse into uppercut.
Nice counter hit set up by Crizzle there. But John,
wow, so much reversal coming out of the SSFIV right now.
That's what we were talking about. I mean, Crizzle saw earlier that crouching medium kick. I think he just had a slight mental lapse and just kind of forgot about it a little bit there.
Yeah.
Everybody's guilty of that.
Yeah, close roundhouse on hits +4, so you can 2-frame link an uppercut. That's not even that hard of a link. That's kind of amazing. And you know, you saw that a lot at EVO 2012. You saw it a lot Daigo versus Gamerby at EVO 2012, and people were wondering why are they doing that close roundhouse. It can stuff jump away. Obviously, it's a great counter hit setup in the corner, and that's not even really a counter setup. It works raw. So it's very strong, and like I said, I'm pretty sure it's the most needleless damage you can deal. Without a jump.
This one he saw coming. He's gonna punish that.
And great timing on that ultra. That was very solid. Puts himself in the corner though, and against John Choy, you're kind of wow.
That crouching medium.
He really.
He saw that earlier.
You know what? Yeah, he was in a situation where the bold read is what was really going to take out that round, because putting himself in the corner just it almost gave John the round, because that's kind of exactly where John wanted to be. Alright, and the first game does go to Crizzle.
That also catches SSFIV's backdash. We just saw that earlier. So
oh yeah.
That's going to be very powerful. There's not a lot of tools besides, I guess, from Crizzle that's going to be able to
great counter hit setup right now. Gave him the elbow, got the full combo. And he has the life lead now, and he's working John into the corner. He almost put himself into the corner, but because John had an uppercut, he was able to get the full combo. Goes for the raw ultra, not enough damage.
He might have been able to kill him had he gone for this jumping roundhouse, but
yeah, going for that single hit confirm. Oh my god!
I pay for this.
Scooped him up right off the ground. It's not enough damage, and he still has the life lead, but being in the corner.
And he paid for it.
He paid for it. Reuse uppercut. It's better than Viper's. And Viper has a pretty good uppercut too, so.
He didn't have a lot of choices though, so he kind of had to.
Yeah. Oh no, exactly. You know, it was like that situation we saw earlier. You know, if you gotta match it out, you gotta match it out. Oh, wow! Did he time that right? Yes, he did. Right at early round, equalizing the life. And then, yeah, we saw that close roundhouse again, and look how it traded, even in the trade situation. That was good for John.
I like that trade. I actually really like that trade.
I like the trade. What happened, though, is that John kind of lost positioning. That was kind of the payment for that. Oh! That was almost it right there. Crizzle did have the full combo that could have led into the end of the round, but John coming out with that fierce uppercut right to the chin. And yeah, and I believe that was the jab uppercut, really hoping that the the lower recovery would help him make it more safe. Yeah, Seismo didn't get the super jump cancel though.
To a physical score here. He has a healthy life lead, but he's far from safe.
Yeah. And you know, John has meter, he has the ultra. Yeah, right now, you're below half health, and John has 2 bars.
Oh, wow.
It's anybody's game right now. And this is so tense.
He could eat a crouching EX fireball, he can eat an uppercut FADC, there's so many different ways for John to...
Oh, and he even went for the EX?
So many different ways for John to come back.
Yeah, there was, and I liked Crizzle's thought process. He threw something out that was, you know, kind of not safe. He whipped it at a far distance to see if he could bait a reaction out of John, but John stayed solid.
He baited out a reaction all right.
Yeah, yeah, sure. You could say it like that. I mean, but at least you could see the thought process rather than, hey, I need to get in damage now.
Yeah, exactly. It's just an unfortunate scenario right
Yeah, I mean, and that was just solid play from John. Oh, had the stutter Seismo right there and gets the life lead, but John with meter doesn't end up canceling it. Wow, just great patience. He had the jabs, but didn't end up going for the uppercut. Whoa! Just going for the overhead. Oh, Crizzle smiling. That was a great, solid match, and that was just such a fantastic overhit. He put Crizzle in the block stun, and I think Crizzle really thought that there was a throw coming.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if he was trying to react to the walk forward, because it doesn't seem like he crouch tech, because I don't think there was a counter hit there. But
no, it was. I know he woke up EX. EX. I don't know what EX size mode.
Okay, yeah, but the lack of invincibility.
Has invincibility against normal, so not throws, but I mean it's an overhead. So
well, I mean, you know, invincibility can run out with such a slow.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So, but wow, yeah, just such a great choice coming out of John.
Got here? I did.
Yeah. All right, so thank you guys for tuning in to SRK X Factor. This is the first of our tournament series brought to you by Rekonami, SRK, Kaneda, the guys at Twitch TV, 8ARC, and Game Center. Thank you, Game Center, for giving us a place to be. I'm SFGeef, joined today with Crackbean. You can follow us on Twitter at SFGeef, and I believe just at Crackbean,
yes,
right?
Sir.
All right, plain and simple.
Yes,
so you can follow us there. If you like what you see, if you don't like what you see, you need to blow us up on Twitter, because that's how it's going to get better. If you don't like something. Yeah, and you know, the feedback, it's always appreciated either way. So, you know, we've had some fun here. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. We are cruising through this Street Fighter bracket. We always know that Street Fighter can, it's a long game, you know.
It is.
So, thank you guys for sticking with us, staying up late, messing up your sleep schedules. You know, we still got Marvel after this.
You know what I gotta say about Street Fighter though? It's not nearly as much effort to play a tournament of Street Fighter than it is to play in a tournament of a mobile game like LOL or Dota or Han.
You know,
those take months.
It's hard. You know what? You're right.
I'm serious.
You're right.
I'm dead serious.
Because when you're watching at SF State, I was going down to the arcade playing a far superior game of Street Fighter. Yeah. But when I was walking down there was a lot of guys watching LOL, and I go, oh hey, we're getting close to the grand finals of season 2. Maybe I'll start watching it. I started watching it, and they were like, all right, this is going on for many more days, and I'm like, for serious? Like, wow, all right. Oh, because yeah, I mean those games, every game. It's so easy for the game to last an hour, and you know, other than that, obviously another long game, StarCraft 2. Those games can last as long as the players want them to last.
I mean, I like Street Fighter tournaments because they're a day, maybe 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
And then like I gotta watch them. Like I was trying to go into competitive Han and Dota, and then I realized you gotta practice every week.
Yep.
And then you gotta play every week for like 6 weeks straight.
Yep. Exactly. You know, a lot of. You know, uneducated sounds like a harsh word, but it's literally meaning that if you think that MOBA games don't take energy and skill, you just don't know yet. Because, you know, there is not a competitive game out there that's quote-unquote easy.
There isn't. There's no such thing as an easy competitive game.
Yeah, because it's whoever works the hardest. You know, it's working the hardest. Obviously, talent comes into play. But if you're not working as hard as your opponent, you know, they're more likely to win. So there is no easy competitive game.
Exactly. Now we have our winners bracket match of Boba Tapioca and Kaneda. Boba Tapioca.
Yeah, is this winners semis or winners finals?
Semis.
All right, yeah.
LPN is in the finals right now. Winners finals.
You know, it's really great that we're seeing some great play out of Boba Tapioca, because Kaneda historically beats up NorCal Fei Longs.
Yeah.
I mean, you see that at Southtown a lot. So, and you know, I think on paper, Fei Long does very well in this matchup because, you know, you have a character who can deal with fireballs, who can get you into the corner, and a little to, not little to no life, but I mean, less life than other characters. Fei Long's damage output, that's a very hard thing to deal with.
I'm very happy for Boba Tapioca because he came out to me right before this tournament started. He's like, "Yo, crap! I've been studying. I've been
great.
On my ground game."
It's great when you see things pay off. You know, we've all had that feeling before where we really looked towards a specific goal and we're like, I can see it, I can feel it, and that's always a great feeling.
Yeah, it all happened after I bodied him with ball right. He was like, I don't know what to do, and I was like, learn down, work on your ground game.
Yeah, exactly.
You gave me rounds, you know. So.
And you know, that's the thing. The thing that kind of wards people away from competitive play is that they have to lose before you ever learn anything.
So very happy for Boba Tapioca making it this far in the bracket against some stiff competition. He beat Lamer Boy, he beat John Choy.
Yeah.
Those those are not easy tasks.
Nope, not at all.
I mean, those guys don't play full time, but
Yeah, I mean, and you know, we talked about how John challenges himself. Sometimes he throws himself in the losing bracket, but you can't take that away from Boba. He still played a great game.
you can never take that
Yeah,
away.
exactly. He still played a great game, and he's still playing a good game right now. Terry, you know, kind of making a comeback, really has the momentum in his favor. But
Terry playing very well right now.
oh, and he went for the empty.
I didn't mind that decision too much.
No, not at all. I mean, why else do you pick that ultra?
Yeah.
I mean, it's you never see choices like that and call them. You can't call them random because no player is gonna throw that out thinking it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
He thought that after the demon flip he was gonna kick, and why not? He was almost dead. Terry would have got, you know, quote unquote free pressure out of that if Boba wasn't gonna anti-air him.
He's got to be careful because now he's jumping at the right angle at the right time for Kaneda.
Yeah, that's true. He's making it really easy for Kaneda to get those anti-air. Yeah, just you know, Kaneda's jumping at the good spacing for Boba to really punish with those really heavy-hitting flame kicks. Goes for the throw. I like that. And there it is.
Here we go.
Oh, yes! Oh my God!
He did a damage.
He may as well demon himself in the face. And no buttons there. Yeah, thank you.
Oh my God.
Oh, thank you for not
Gotta
doing
be
the
careful. Oh my God.
Terry. And he, my brain is on meltdown.
Nice
My brain
uppercut
is
by
on.
Boba.
That was a crack.
That was definitely a crack.
You
by
the
Terry.
jumping when you had that, when you were in that sort of position, and you know
I would've
that thing.
thrown.
Okay, here's the thing: if you have ever done that to yourself in your life against Fei Long's Ultra 2, against Cammy's Ultra 2, against I don't know Hakan's Ultra 2, those moves are not. They don't have armor. You can focus them. Get an easy level 2 focus into a full combo. You're welcome. If you didn't know that before, you're welcome.
Yeah. And even if you didn't want to do a level 2 focus, let's just say you were just scared. Throw him.
Yes. You can. If the throw is gonna end the round, you can throw them. If you showed up late to the party, you can throw them. You can time it so that you can use a normal on the recovery, but it's much more difficult. Getting a level 2 focus, you get more damage in anyways in most situations.
Nice uppercut.
And I think Boba has this round. I think Terry's playing a little bit. There you go. Gets the clear block string. I like what I saw right there was I saw Boba. He put the first 2 out and he waited and he goes, "Is this going to be enough chip?" And he visually recognized it. So there was a lot of thought behind that. I like it.
Boba Tapioca just.
So yeah, 1-1.
Oh, I'd like to see him in the winter finals. It'd be great. Nice counter hits. Oh, that wasn't even a counter hit. They still got the record combo, so it's all good.
Keeping Kaneda in the corner. Wow, and he gets the counter hit because again, this round is over. Unless there's a demon, which really Boba's been giving him some good opportunities to demon, but Terry's been, you know, trying to stay solid.
I don't know if Kaneda should have printed that punish. Might have. I'm not
You know,
sure.
it's hard. And here, the comeback. And Boba
supposed
takes it
comeback.
out. He didn't even have meter to cancel that. That was such a strong reaction from Boba. And you know, the opportunity, the opportunity for Kaneda's comeback has come from Boba being overly aggressive. He has Kaneda in the corner, so the aggression, the pressure has been really great, but it's had those openings for Kaneda to deal really big damage.
Now, Kaneda's really just got to stick with the game plan that he had earlier, which he was beating Boba, which was that air fireball kind of lame style.
Yeah.
Like he was playing against Balrog.
Kaneda's been doing fine. He just, in those, once he's in a bad pressure situation, he just needs to block a little more. Because like you saw earlier, Boba's going to keep that pressure on. He's going to take those big risks. You got to wait for that opportunity. And what I want to see from Boba is I want to see some blocking. I want Terry to be in the corner, and I want Boba to sit there.
And Terry might be throwing this game away here.
Oh!
Nice fierce! Nice teleport. He's got to be lane. He's got to be really lane.
I think this is Terry's round. Yeah, I mean, in that sort of situation, with how aggressive Boba's been, it's like that chip situation. I don't think Boba was going to be able to make a comeback right there. He didn't have the meter. He didn't have any EX Rekkas. Or any chicken wings. It just seemed like that was not a very winnable position. But hey, Terry's in the corner, but unfortunately he did a way unsafe Rekka.
You just gotta he's gotta force Boba to earn his position.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Don't give it.
You know, we're seeing a lot of scared play coming out of Terry, but the thing is, Boba's not punishing those teleports. I believe you can Pierce Record. I don't know.
Oh my.
I'm not 100%, but I'm sure that there's things that Fei Long can do against that teleport. This looks like, yeah, Terry, right towards the end, Terry really showed that he had that matchup down on lock. But you know what? I mean, Boba's still in this. Yeah, I mean, Boba's still in this. He's getting sent down the loser's bracket, and up until those last few rounds, we saw a lot of solid play from him. So,
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, there's definitely going to be a lot more respect going around because, hey, this is TNT. This is the most difficult tournament to do well in NorCal. And getting to X Factor SRK, brought to you by Twitch TV, Reganomic, Canada Game Center, and Anarch. I mean, this what an answer. I mean, this is the premier NorCal tournament. This is the most difficult tournament to do well in. And, you know, good on Terry getting to winners finals. Good on Boba for getting to winners semis. That's a great accomplishment. All right, this is looking like Tyler against.
Now, what I noticed again, you know, against fundamentally sound players, we saw early against Hargie, he was struggling. Then he managed to adjust and take out Hargie in the end. But John is a different kind of fundamentally sound player.
Yeah,
we talked about this.
From Hargie, you see a lot of fundamentals, and then Hargie feels like he has an opportunity. And maybe he'll go in after a period of time. But John's the kind of player who, even if he sees the opportunity, he goes, look, it's not worth it. I already have the life lead. I mean, I got fireballs.
He's a high risk-rewards factor kind of guy.
Early in the round, John Choy will go for high risk, high reward, just to see if you're the kind of player who's scared of that sort of thing. And then you see John sort of really locked down. So, I mean, it's interesting to see if John's seen enough of this Makoto to know, all right, I'm going to be sitting down the whole time. But, I mean, we've seen it from John time and time again. He might go a little crazy right out of the gate to see what Tyler J is going to do.
Will be determined here.
Let's see if Tyler has a good start or if John is going to control the pace early on.
I would have to imagine that Tyler's going to get in there early on, all right? Because, I mean, what we saw against Hargie was that he really got in and he tried to react to the fireball, which is really what we're seeing right here. There's that John Choy uppercut that I wanted to make a point about earlier. That's a little bit of the crazy earlier in the game. That whiffed uppercut to see if you can really get the guaranteed punish in. And this is a great life lead coming out of Tyler right now. Great. Is he 4 for 4 on axe kicks right now? Yeah, the great reactions right there. He gets that jump in and he waits to see the fireball to really make it guaranteed. Bam! 5 for 5.
That was a bait fireball too.
Yeah.
But John managed to just walk forward and still eat that.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I wonder if John is satisfied with the data. Yeah, good punish. Oh, a lot of jabs. That was an interesting combo right there. Yeah. I wonder if he plank sweep with jab. Maybe that's why he got more jabs out of it. That'd be a hard plank. That's like both sides of the hand.
Huge damage. Looks like John has made some good adjustments here of being a little bit more aggressive, working that Oki game.
Yeah, definitely. There is definitely a lot more in your head, in your face, up in your grill coming from John Choy that round.
He's finding success with that, so I'm wondering if I'm going to see more of this round now.
Yeah, I think, oh, that seemed like a really great range. I wonder if I caught a poke. I mean, what we saw from last round was John Choy really going, hey, if you're going to play that aggressive style, you know, I can get in your face too, but it seems like Tyler kind of gained the advantage early on.
See, he's only throwing the fireballs from 3 quarters about full speed distance right there. He's mixing up the speed of the fireballs right now too, so he's
Tyler's very much so.
Jump timing. He's not in that magic spot that Makoto was in earlier where he was punishing him with the air Surugis.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you know, that's a good point. He's throwing less fireballs at that close range where Tyler has proven that he's really good at punishing them.
He's either really close or he's really far.
Exactly. Really close so that they're hard to react to, and really far so that they're not really that unsafe.
Yeah, so you see John already making those adjustments in this first match.
Yeah.
And obviously, this first match goes to John. So.
And I really like the meter saving that John did. He really went, okay, look, I'm gonna play. Yeah, I'm gonna play patient. I'm gonna play solid. You know, I'm gonna pull back on the red fireballs just so that I can have that comeback kick and from ultra at the end. Yeah, I'm surprised that we're seeing that kind of this late in the game. I know it's the first round of this game, but still, that's sort of the thing you see from John earlier in the match in general. And comeback mechanic activate. Big life lead for Tyler right now. This is definitely his round to lose.
Right here, stick jump mix up.
Wow, great blocking coming out of John. I think he really thought that Makoto was not going to be going for those throws, and he gets the frame trap into that uppercut.
I think it was the first frame trap that he's done to Tyler.
Yeah, the first kind of like block string pressure. And he gets the full ultra for it.
And he was able to manage it at the time because that wasn't really a real frame trap.
More of a stagger.
It was a stagger.
Yeah.
Very smart stuff.
I like to call those big frame traps. Trapping a lot of frames.
And that happens when a great player is able to read your timing.
We saw 2 grabs coming out of Tyler, and even though it didn't work out, I like the choice. I like the thought process, kind of challenging John Choy. Hey, am I really gonna do that again? Because really, Makoto full ultra 1, you're gonna get your money's worth out of it if you land it just once. But that was a great game from Tyler. We saw a lot of solid play, but he's now out of the tournament. Yeah. Here's the thing, John Choy being in losers just sucks for everybody. I'm going to put that out. You're just like, throw the shark in the pool, throw some meat into the pool, sprinkle some blood into the pool, throw the child in, like...
This is a hellish match for the both of them. If they're playing. If this is John and Lamer Boy, they both don't like this match against each other.
I'm
this
sure.
Is a headache.
I mean, it's the extreme patience.
They're both so patient, they're both so fundamentally sound that it becomes a major headache because the metagame goes so deep. And then you're trying to react to 5 to 6 different things at that point. So I hope I'm not watching them play because it gives me a headache.
Hey, it's the first time that I'll be watching them play, so I'm in there for the experience.
It looks like it's Boba. Here's a dirty run back.
Oh, did they fight earlier?
Yeah, Boba beat him. Boba beat my brother.
Oh, snap!
But going back to John and Leon, man, if you missed it back in the day, dude, when they were both playing a lot, oh my god, watching them was just watching them was a grind in itself. It was. I remember they finished the match and they pretty much played every single damn round, every single one in the grand finals. Yeah, and they reset the bracket too. Wow. So after that match was done, I remember John coming up, just standing up, and he was just like, "I'm done. This is it."
It's kind of like that post Evo John, who's like, "I'm not gonna play this game for like 6 months at least."
Yeah, I don't want to play this game anymore. That was a headache.
Yeah, and that's how a lot of people feel playing against Guile, especially the characters that have a really hard time with Guile. Is that it's a character that drains you,
especially at the high caliber level when you're playing strictly on the fundamental level. And you're not playing with that 50-50. You're playing with, I know why he's in this spacing. Now, what is he gonna do in this spot, and when can I predict what
the options
to be able to move into a better position?
Exactly. What's he thinking about right now?
And then after that, you're still dealing with 4 to 5 more options. And then after that, 4 to 5 more options.
And then after wait, but what's after that?
Even 4 to 5 more options.
At least 4 to 5. Wow.
It's always 4 to 5 options. Even on the wake up. He could wake up sweep. He could wake up crouching forward, wake up short, wake up throw, wake up walk up fierce, wake up.
You're at 6.
Wake up flash kick.
Wow, 7. That's a lot.
I mean, like,
and out of each one of those, 4 to 5 more options. That gets super deep.
Maybe he staggered.
Oh my god! Okay, yeah, I like that point. I was joking for a little bit, but I like that. If he staggers before doing any of that, that makes each one of those options more unpredictable.
So yeah, when you talk about like permutations, this is when I watched John and Lamer Boy play a few years ago, it was pretty much permutations, and that was a headache. But anyways, let's see if Lamerboy can get this run back, because he was, after he lost this, and he was over at the corner station, like just practicing against Fei Long. Not his Fei Long, but somebody else's Fei Long.
Oh, I wonder what other Fei was here.
I don't know, but I saw him playing against Fei Long in a practice room.
Interesting.
So he was working on maybe some technology and figuring out what punishes what. So I'm not sure this is going to be enough for him to get back.
Are we going to see some X Factor or FADC shades?
Oh god.
Because a very large percent of me wants to see
I'd like
FADC shades. I mean, because if Lamerboy is mad right now,
he's like infamous for that.
Yeah, I mean,
I
want to see. You know, I want to see a start of the round. You know, Boba now becoming famous for just Rekka. I want to see the shades right in the face of the Rekka. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no.
I think Boba. I talked to Boba earlier because I had to analyze both their matches.
Right.
I talked to both players because Boba. I'm trying to help Boba with the stick. So Boba is right now. Earlier he was doing Rekkas when it was too close. Now they're not as close because they're -4 on block.
Yeah. Yeah. So they become safer.
Yeah. So if he was doing it just slightly close, that flash punishment. He doesn't want that. It happens to him a lot.
Oh my goodness, just the pressure coming out of him. It just seems like Lamerboy is just having a tough time finding where that opportunity to get the punish is at.
This is where he needs to shine right here.
Yeah, exactly.
Working that corner. Go back. Work the corner to corner.
He's got some meter to work with, but the Rekkas are just so intimidating right now. And there it is.
So Boba takes the first round. So looks like Boba made some other adjustments to Lamerboy. Besides that one.
That Fierce was amazing.
You know, that's not the most demoralizing Fierce to get hit with.
Yeah, I mean, wow, that looked like Dominion Fudo on Evo 2012. He just dodge. Wow, had the hit stun for days and didn't really do much with it. Nice frame trap. Oh wow, really late anti-air, still hitting it though. Alright, this is a great position. Fei Long has no meter right now. Well, he just got 1 bar, so that's 1 EX record.
Nice
optics. Not going for the low strong, yeah.
I like that. I really like that.
You know, it really shows you that he's like, oh, well, this is the spacing. I have to do this for my optimal punish.
I think had he pressed the Fierce, he might have either whiffed, or due to the timing, he might have gotten punished.
Yeah, you know, they could have both worked, but maybe low strong had just a better chance. He really didn't want the low Fierce to whiff. Is like he
didn't even bother FADC.
For the EX, is it more invincibility?
I believe so. I can't confirm that per se. We could have it later, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Ooh, that was such a great whip punish right there. Having that exact spacing. Wow, I just realized that this is the first game. Someone give me a Red Bull.
No fear.
Oh, he could have kept that going, and I don't know if it would have killed, but it would have put him in a great chip position. And right now, without meter, this is in Lamerboy's favor right now. I have to say, he wanted to get out of the corner so bad.
Crosscut or autocorrect DP, whatever.
It seemed like that crosscut would have had the best chance of working, but I don't know if Boba can do that. You know what? Maybe he just uppercutted the other way. It seems like he did have a good amount of boom. Fierce.
And a fourth! Huge. Done.
Wow, going for D-max damage. Amazing.
Oh my god!
Lamerboy ain't even mad. He's just laughing. He's like, good for you, dog. Shades. Oh, come on, it's full screen. I got a shades. Yeah, you have to wonder how bad he wants to, body Boba if that means that he's less likely to shades or not.
Maybe he's shades he shows more often.
Yeah, exactly.
I think right now he's kind of, he has a vendetta. He's lost to Boba Tapioca in winners. He doesn't want to lose again in losers.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, wow, great frame trap setup. I believe that was the strong, and into the low jab Rekkas. Damn!
And Boba's having a big rotation here in that corner.
I'm extremely impressed compared to how I used to see Boba play in past tournaments. This is just leaps and bounds. This is leaps and bounds ahead of what people saw of him earlier.
And I'm sure he's only going to get better from here. This is the first time he's able to test himself against elite.
Yeah, exactly. He's playing super solid right now. You know, there's the weaknesses. At times it is overly aggressive, but the pressure game has been really good. And look how calm he is.
And that was a
EX
Rekkas, so they're not punishable, at least by Guile, on block.
Right. I mean, for those of you who don't know, first hit's +0, second hit's -1, and then after that it's negative, everything. But the first 2 hits are very safe.
And the look of surprise on leaderboard earlier, we saw that on camera. He didn't know. He was like, what?
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? Frame data, man. But this is a huge lead for Laymanboy right now. He doesn't have that much meter. I mean, but really neither does Boba. And Boba's kind of needed that meter to get the big damage in.
In this matchup, you're going to go no meter versus no meter. I think Guile is ahead of that guy.
But he's in the corner. He didn't go for the cross-up though, but he gets another full combo in the life and face stun! It's a stun and he has the ultra!
It's not going to kill him. It's probably not going to kill him. He got an Oki mixed up. Oh! Boba Tapioca takes that. Oh my. 2 times in this one. Laymanboy taking out by Boba Tapioca. That's gotta be. He's probably not feeling too good about that. Knowing this guy, he's not too happy about that. He could have done better, but I'm pretty sure any of us, when we lose in tournament, we always feel like we could be better. So.
All right, I'm back.
That's got to be disappointing for Laymanboy, man.
Yeah, I mean, because
to lose twice.
Yeah, you could see it, but like, and I'm just extremely impressed right now because, you've never seen this out of Boba. Boba's been playing a while. You see him at Southtown every now and then. Every now and then you see him at TNT, and he's never played this well.
I think some of it is a matter of when a lot of, and it's just not me giving him that advice. It was me and several other people, like LPN.
Oh, sure.
We're giving him advice, and he took it to heart.
Yeah, you know what? The best things you can do for yourself is to respect more experienced players and to really take their advice, because the thing is that there are huge fundamental things about this game that, are just on paper. Like I've said a million times before, deciding when to jump. That's a huge thing that you can, you can write that on paper and you can find out your best decision.
You could be a technical player where you understand all that data in this game, but if you move forward to another game, all that data becomes useless.
Yep, exactly.
And that's what I always tell new players is, like, why learn the game when you can just learn how to play?
Exactly. And more credit to Boba if he can go out and really ask players, parts of the game.
4 Arcade Edition.
And Boba right now is just making an old man feel proud. Because I mean, nothing to me feels better than when a guy comes up to you and says, "Yo, I took what you said to heart.
Yep.
I put this to work, and I think I got the results."
And you get some results out there.
This is going to be my first time to test it out.
Yeah.
And boy, did we get some results.
Yeah, and that's just something you got to do, because if you've never played this type of game at a high level, there are things that someone had to think of it first all by themselves, but that's where the raw talent comes in, where you can look at something and go, oh, you know what, I think I understand this a little better, without anyone else telling you how that really plays out.
Not everybody works that way.
And there's these situations when you're learning where someone tells you something and you go, wow, I really don't get that, but then they go, look, just do it. Let the results speak for themselves, and then you see and you go, I get it now. I understand it now.
Yeah, man, even if he doesn't win, even if he doesn't get top 3 in the tournament,
he gets destroyed right now. He is still, like,
leaves some bounds.
Extremely, exactly. Like I said earlier, we used to see Boba go up, and it's like, oh, okay, just a less experienced player. Well, right now it's like you're just seeing such a huge amount of improvement.
Yeah, if we can find any like past footage of what he's playing, you will see the difference in this game. But right now, he's jumped twice for the 8-2 DP on the better side of things for him. At least he punished John's jump right there. But Boba had beat John in the winner, so let's see if he can repeat the kind of success he had earlier.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? Something great that Boba has going for him right now outside of the game is that he has, what, 6-7 matches on stream that's going to be archived. He has so much data to work with right now. I mean, I'd love to have 7 stream matches in one day. I think that's only happened to me once.
He'll be able to go back through all the footage,
yeah,
look at his own
like,
patterns, see his mistakes.
Yeah, exactly. You know. And if he can show this much improvement just from a few bits of advice from other players, you know, he's only going to come back, you know, bigger and better. You know, poor spacing on that focus right there. Alright, John, unleashing the potential energy.
John and that fundamental game. John,
he's at it in him always. Marcos kind of giving you the instant replay of what just happened. Hadouken! Hadouken!
Let's get started!
Hadouken! It looked like Boba almost was just going to eat that fireball right at the beginning because he wasn't walking back, he was just standing there. Damn! Rekka! Oh, he didn't actually get the Fearsome there.
You gotta start releasing that. If he's not throwing that fireball, backdash.
Yeah.
You don't want to eat that big, fierce combo.
Yeah, exactly. Damn!
And John just completely setting him up. He's making him see fireballs. Those aren't random jumps. He's seeing the fireball.
Not at all, exactly. And you know, like I said, you know, when John wants to, he puts people in the meat grinder. That's what you saw right there. That's what the corner is. You know, you put some meat in there and you put pressure against the wall, and it's just that trash compactor mentality. That scene in Star Wars where you're putting up bars and stuff. No, I don't want the walls to come and crush me.
Yoga's gonna need to make some big answers. He's got 4 rounds to win, and John right now is on the verge of victory. Now to take this round, and hopefully he does.
Yeah, great jump right there. John's like, okay.
That's cool.
That was cute.
That's cool.
But I'm John Choy. I like the stand short. He wanted that jump, and then he throws the fireball, and that's when Boba jumps. Boba has had such strong reads right now. This is amazing. I don't know how well that's going to equalize life. Yeah, still the life lead for Boba, but I think John's going to be content to stay with that neutral fireball game.
Yeah, at this point, it's just getting damage. You know, you want to win this. You know, you're not here to just not to lose.
I mean, that was very interesting how John jumped, but it did seem to be at a distance where he would cross up the reversal if it did come
Oh my!
What?
Nice punish!
The reaction right there was phenomenal.
That was amazing.
And now John might be a little scared. He does have the super.
You know what? I'll wait for this round to finish. I'll mention this after.
Oh my goodness.
One of John's secret tactics is he baits you out to jump at a distance where you think you're safe. And then he walks up and he DPs.
Yeah, no, that's a huge part because Ryu, he has that good walk speed, and like something that I said before, it's so easy for your opponent to anti you if you're jumping at them at a spacing where they don't even have to space it properly. You're spacing it for them, but John, he takes it upon himself where he goes, all right,
I'll let you jump.
I don't fireball. You know how positive I am when I don't fireball? Like, I'm walking up. Yeah. I got a lot of time.
And that's just, that's being 2 to 3 steps ahead.
Yep, exactly. That far ahead when you're thinking that far in the future.
A lot of middle, even upper tier Ryus, they'll be in that distance where John was, but they don't walk forward. They don't anticipate that jump.
Yeah.
They don't walk forward. Whereas John anticipated that jump, walked forward as he was jumping, and then caught him with the DP.
Exactly.
Even though it didn't convert to an Ultra, that shows the superior mind game, the superior metagame that he has.
Exactly. So you know what? Props to Boba. He's finally out after leaving a trail of body parts and blood and ritual sacrifice.
Lamer Boy, he destroyed Lamer Boy twice.
He sent John to losers, you know, which really was just kind of a mean move to everyone else. But, you know, props to him. Props to him, definitely. But right now we got LPN against Terry, and
I think this is our top 3. John, Terry.
I believe this is probably losers semis right here. Oh no, this is winners finals. All right, so yeah, John is going to be going into losers finals. He guaranteed. All these guys are guaranteed top 3. Now, historically speaking, I believe Long has a pretty one-sided winning record against Terry, but Terry has beaten him in the past. The time that Terry got second at a past TNT, losing only to Mr. Popo in a great Akuma T-Hawk Grand Finals, Terry did have to beat LPN to get there.
He did. That was like the first TNT of last season.
Yes, one of the first of last season. And yeah, it was a great set. Terry he ended up pulling it out. But like I said, historically speaking, Long does have much more of a hold on this matchup than Terry does.
And especially because it's Cammy.
And Cammy is, there's cannons, there's glass cannons, and then there's cannons shooting at glass. This is what you're seeing right now. Akuma has no life.
Definitely a cannon. Literally.
Yeah, exactly. There's no glass cannon, it's just a cannon. I call Cammy a machine just because she has such sick fundamentals and that she can achieve what she wants to achieve, and that it seems like if there are weaknesses, they just seem to be small. It's just she crunches you down. She crunches the numbers and she spits out results, and that's why I call her that machine character.
The only possible weakness for her is a bad matchup with Balrog, and even then.
Balrog, Honda, I mean, before the knockdown, obviously post-knockdown, Cammy really... Cammy knows as well against everybody, but like...
answers, and a ton of them.
Not the nullified super because of the dizzy, but it didn't matter.
Long just destroyed Terry in
like
a matter of a minute.
Long's just like, yo, dog, give me a challenge.
Very quick work for Terry.
Oh, great uppercut right there, seeing the dive kick early on. And I think he was trying to tell Long that was a teleport, but it would beat a fireball. I don't really know what the advantage of him thinking it was a teleport would be if he was just going to walk up roundhouse, I guess, and pull him up. But I would be more, I'd be less surprised if I saw a drill instead.
I don't know that's going to punish.
Yeah, it was a fireball. I didn't think it was a fireball, so yeah, I was on your side. I was like, I think...
I'm not sure. It could have been a jab.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking that he didn't really do much of anything, but it was a fireball. So yeah, that's a guaranteed punish.
Kind of against Ultra, I thought, because you just don't know. It could have been, and it might not have been.
Oh my! And he didn't have EX. If Akuma had the meter earlier, the round would be over. But now he has the meter, so he's just gonna finish it.
I'm pretty sure Long's not too happy with that.
Yeah, he's...
See, Long, he ends up killing himself when he could be winning a lot more convincingly.
Yeah, I mean,
if there's one thing that I gotta just give Long crap for, it's that. Strong player. But what happens? He kills himself.
When he does lose, it does always seem to be more of his fault than the other players.
Yeah.
Wow, stand fierce.
Nonetheless, one of the best workout players.
Damn, autocorrect. Long's wondering if he left the oven on at home. Oh, did he change his clock to daylight savings? I don't know.
Is this 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 5?
I believe it's 2 out of 3 because I believe in the past at SRK sponsored tournaments, it's always been 2 out of 3 up until grand finals. I didn't want to see it past TNT because of course this is not TNT. But I think we're gonna go with the same model.
Unless it's like a majors, then I would see.
Majors, yeah, majors is a completely different issue. But even at, I believe at even tighter fight, it was still 2 out of 3 for winners and losers finals. Yeah. And that was super quick, super clean.
See, when he doesn't kill himself, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's the players that make the really bold reads during mix-ups are the ones that create those comebacks, those evil moments, and those just the maulings that you see is because that sometimes that lines up perfectly and it's just perfect.
Great player, but yeah. I think for Long, like for me, Long has a lot of success here in NorCal, right? But every time I see Long travel, not quite the same.
It's a little different.
And I think it's because of that one sole reason. He kills himself. He always ends up whiffing an uppercut, missing a combo, dropping a combo, whatever it is.
Yeah.
and then he ends up not placing high or doing as well as he would like.
All right, so we got Terry against John. This is losers finals. It's going to be
the master.
What's that?
The student versus the master.
I know, right? So obviously these guys have played a lot. Sessions at Terry's place.
I've never seen Terry get bodied by anybody else as bad as getting beat by John.
Really, really. I don't think I've actually seen them fight before.
Every single time I've seen them play, shut up, fool. Every time I've seen them play, it's always John just molly-whopping and making a joke out.
You know, if you were going to point out Terry's weaknesses, is that it would be Terry's ground game. I'm not...
It is.
It's, I'm not going to say it's bad. It's just, it's definitely the weakness.
There's room for improvement.
Yeah, I mean,
that's basically
you know,
what it
you
is.
can say that to some of the best players. But if you were going to point out the biggest weakness, the thing that you would really look at Terry's play and go, okay, dude, if you work on this, it would be his ground game. And I think that's really just kind of playing primarily just Akuma for 3 years now, playing such a zoning air fireball game. It's kind of hard to lose old habits and start to kind of mold yourself into this framework of solid fundamental play. All right, well, while they're getting everything ready, I'd just like to give a big shout out to all of our sponsors making this tournament a possibility. Twitch TV, Rematch with all the stream, SRK, Canada.com, makers of such fine shirts.
Like the one he's wearing right now?
Like the one he's wearing right now, like shirts that I wear, day to day. Game Center, great venue here. We got all this breathing room, all this nice space. I love Game Center, so many setups. Just a great place, and Adark, makers of such great sticks, really making a splash.
Man, shout out to Andy Lamb from Adark. I still, their sticks, personally for me, I've heard a lot of people, mention that certain people don't like Adarks. Everybody has their, preferences.
Yeah, of course. Always. I mean, there's people who don't like Mad Cats, and there's a lot of people who go, what's there to not like? But yeah,
I personally
it's always
love the Adark brand. I've had no problems with my Adark stick. If I had an error in execution, it was on my end, not because of the stick. So.
Right. Yeah, there's rumors out there, but it's people's personal preferences, and there's.
Super Street Fighter
Corey makes great sticks,
Edition.
and there's still this bias. There's certain things that say, it doesn't feel better.
Exactly.
It's all about personal preference.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
If it feels good, rock that.
If you don't like Adark, look for another stick. If you don't like another stick, look for Adark.
Sure.
Give every single shot.
Yeah. And you know what? You come to a tournament like this, you're going to see every stick under the sun. If you need to figure out what feels good to you.
John's stick, that's the old school boss.
John, is he still playing on that American circle gate?
I used to not be able to play on these Japanese sticks up until about 2 years ago.
Really? Because I've never been able to play American. I've always played Japanese. And at the arcade, at SF State, every game except for Street Fighter 4 is American circle gate.
I was an American circle gate player for like 8 years.
Wow.
And I actually still have a little bit of trouble doing fireball uppercut motions.
Really?
It's not like major trouble. I'll occasionally rarely still miss those.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But it's still frustrating.
My issue with the American sticks is that when I think I'm crouch blocking, I'm actually just holding down, so I'm not blocking. That's my #1 issue.
Yeah, when I'm playing CVS and Third Strike, I want to be on an American stick. I cannot play on my.
Yeah, when you're playing the old games.
Yeah, I just can't do it.
Yeah.
No way.
Southtown Arcade has everything on Japanese. No American sticks. What's really funny is that when I think it was one of the first times they brought CVS 2 into Southtown Arcade, they actually had it on a square gate, but tilted as a diamond. So it basically was like the biggest mental breakdown I've ever had playing a game, because I'm like, I can't crouch block. But we're getting in there. Terry's got the life lead. Wow, great jump in, and look at that damage output.
Maybe everything I say is going to be wrong today.
Yeah, you know what?
John was going to destroy Kaneda. At least that's what I usually see, and it's the other way around right now. It destroys John in the first round.
And yeah, that was extremely one-sided. Terry's got a lot of meter right now. John still has those 2 bars, so he's in a good position. But that was just a very extremely convincing round coming out of Canada. And you saw good patience out of Terry. It wasn't like, oh, he got 2 random jump-ins. He jumped at very decisive moments.
Nice kind of conversion just earlier. Another nice conversion.
And he's close to Dizzy again. Oh, going for that stagger uppercut.
I like that. That was actually a really nice choice. He could have gotten the stun. He had the meter to utilize.
I definitely haven't seen Terry do that a lot in the past.
Nice throw. He read that crouching medium kick and he threw it.
Oh, I wonder if that... No, it couldn't have been opposite ultra because EX Fireball would have come out if he messed it up.
Terry's going to be a little bit safe.
No! And he brings that round back. Using all of his meter, though, and earlier on, John could have used the option select ultra to his
the disappointment on Kaneda's face, you saw that.
Yeah, he's just like, wow, you know, I made the mistake, John didn't punish it, but just later on, a whipped uppercut. Like, you know, that's rough, that's super rough.
Kaneda's still looking strong overall. He made that one mistake and lost, but he had the lead he lost.
Yeah.
So, again, you know, sometimes one mistake can cost you the entire match.
Oh yeah, Street Fighter is extremely unforgiving. You know, some people say that Street Fighter 4 is the most forgiving of the Street Fighters, but, you know, it's... You can make one mistake and you just lose everything. It can all fall right out of your hands.
This round looking a lot more even from both players, but Ryu, John at least, is ahead.
You know, it's interesting that we saw the jump short out of Terry. It seemed like all he really wanted was the tick and the throw, but he didn't end up getting the fierce, which would have seemed like it would have ended the round right there, but he takes the round anyway. So.
That was probably a last second reaction because you normally don't jump in with the short and react to the fierce.
Yeah.
That's just kind of risky.
Yeah, exactly.
But he pulled it off.
Oh, I finally saw the animation on the 1-0. I like it. You know, it kind of flips into. Yeah, good job, Jeff.
It's very subtle, but it's you know, it's just, you know.
I like it. It's like there was a StarCraft tournament where for best out of whatever's they had little Street Fighter round symbols, and that was amazing to see. So you know, it's the little things. It's the little things. Oh, he options like, what? What? Wow.
That worked? I thought it was gonna
oh my goodness. Here, I have to fix my mic.
Okay. Wow, nice jump from John. That. Don't expect to start that. Now, Kaneda, he's still going to do that damage that he could have given to John earlier, so. Start out the game, it's almost even. We have 30 seconds left on the clock. Oh, this is that combo right there.
Oh, and that's, yeah, you know what? Terry, yeah, that was just, yeah, he's kind of disappointed right there because, you know, he was doing really well that round. I could see it, and he just kind of handed it over to John on a silver platter right there. It was like, hey, John, you want some of this? And I was like, yeah, I'll take some of that.
It always frustrates you when you lose because of a mistake you made versus you getting outplayed.
Yeah.
I think that's the worst way to go.
This is such a dominant position from John, regardless of how much meter Kaneda has right now.
John can literally just low play this, utilize the time, utilize the space, and eventually wait.
And yeah, exactly. And you know what? You saw a lot of meter burning right there. Oh no, yeah, Terry did take the first game. You saw a lot of meter burning right there, which was kind of interesting because if John just played more lane, he would have had more meter later for comeback potential. And there we go, yeah, little ticker one. But John just wanted to end the round. He knew he had it. Wow, he actually got that counter hit against the person right there.
Wow, nice position right there by John.
Oh, that was a guaranteed uppercut. That was all on Terry right there. Wow, nice sweep.
It's a nice block by John, though. Maybe Kaneda walking a little bit too much. That was a jump by John, but I think Kaneda was so focused on that ground game and that whip punish, he just forgot about that.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, that's the thing. Your reaction is very based off your anticipation. And the thing about a solid ground game is you always have to have it in the back of your head. What if he does the thing that's like the most obvious thing to do? Like, what if he does just jump in my face? You have to be ready for that.
Yeah, can't focus something. I mean, depending on the situation, yeah, you can always look for that mistake on the ground. Sometimes when you focus on it too much, you're missing on other opportunities.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. If you're like trying to react to a fireball. Hey, I think you got it. That was a backdash. I don't even know if that was guaranteed though. It looked like Terry staggered a little bit but still got hit. But I think that was guaranteed. But wow, that seemed like such a great reaction. Oh, great whiff punish on that low forward, and Terry takes the round right there. Very surprising that he didn't go for the EX Fireball being that guaranteed punish, and he actually sucked him in with the Tatsu, which there are some spacings where that'll just whiff right in your face.
He could have killed him with the EX Fireball as well, so very surprising that he went regardless, he came up with the victory in that round. This game point, loses bracket, winners finals. Winners just moves forward to play LPN in the grand finals.
Yeah. Just such great red fireballs. And you know what? That looked like the exact amount of damage to get that overhead.
And John with the
that was a really great game. I really enjoyed watching that because you know what we said? We said, yo, Terry, your weakness is your ground game. And he really showed a lot of patience in that game. And I really like seeing that. But now we have 3 out of 5 grand finals. And John Choy is in loser's bracket, so he is going to have to reset it to take out LPN. Last time I saw this matchup was actually, I believe, one of the first TNTs at Game Center, where they played a great set, and it was Cammy Ryu, I believe.
It's going to be Cammy Ryu again.
But I think it's going to be 8 on Ryu.
Really?
Yeah, because, you know, it was against less experienced Ryus, but he, at Takedown Tuesdays, was it last week or the week before? I believe it was last week. Okay, he is going for Cammy, but he was using Adon against Ryus. And people seem to tend to agree that Adon does have a lot of advantages against Ryu because of the Jaguar
kick. What is John doing?
He's overheading. You didn't see that? That was the collarbone breaker right there.
Yeah, that's right.
But since he was sitting down, it looked more like an uppercut. Or like a sideways uppercut. Alright, right out of the bat, LPN was like, throw a fireball. Let me get that life lead nice and early. Oh, just hooliganing. He actually goes for the empty one. Oh, gets the full combo. Does it right in John's face. Right at the spacing where John could uppercut. Then he gets thrown for his troubles and back into the corner. Wow, that was ambiguous. And you know what? That's purely game knowledge right there. Knowing that Cammy at this corner, it won't cross up. Because really, you can't drill much higher than that.
And Log doesn't drop any combos this time, which is what he used to do a lot more consistently. I just hope he doesn't, because if he does, it's not going to be forgiving.
No, yeah, John's not that kind of player. You know, we said before that John can give you games, he can give you rounds, but in a grand finals match, he's not going to give you anything. He's going to take every punish possible.
I know they split on this grand finals twice in the TNT last season. So they played each other twice. John won the first time, and LPN won the second.
The entire set?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Grand finals. So.
Wow, that was a great buffer right there. John Choy just really walking into that low forward. Oh, and the great frame trap right there. Really baiting out a reaction from the first drill.
I kind of like the decision right there for LPN. You know, he looked like he was a little bit far to connect from the second.
Yeah.
So he opted to wait a little bit to see if the uppercut would come out. I mean, he's uppercut here, but he was waiting for that uppercut.
Yes.
So still some smart stuff, but maybe a little bit too ahead for himself.
This is it. The fight we've all been waiting for.
Both started very tentatively here.
Yeah. All right, getting those damage combos. Yeah, great. Oh, he may have wanted to get himself out of the corner.
Ooh, big stun.
I mean, it's paid off so far, staying in the front, but he could have John Choy in the corner right now. But oh no, that combo would have finished it, and I think he got it. No, it really looks like Cammy did something there.
Yeah, LPN could have probably did a lot more. He accidentally got the uppercut. I don't know how he got the X uppercut. He could have gotten a lot more damage off of that. He missed a combo at the very end. I mean, those are things that he kills himself with. And again, he's just got to somehow fix that in the future. Even though he's in the grand finals, he's still, that's a major issue with the majors.
Yeah. All right, but he is 1-0 right now. He is. It is on him to win first. John Choy has to win twice. Oh, he doesn't go for the uppercut. I wonder if he wasn't confident in linking it. He had enough of life lead, maybe he just didn't want to take the risk, and it's paying off right now. Is Fierce into Tatsu max damage?
No.
Oh, I wonder why he did that then. He just knew.
I think he could have uppercut at the end too, though.
Oh, that's true. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. I got you. And that's definitely max damage.
Again with heavy pressure again when we're at the neutral game.
Yeah, he kind of did those frame traps up until John was out.
Oh wow. Level 1 counter hit.
Oh, he opted to go for the other DP rather than going into the Ultra, probably because it was an awkward timing and he didn't want to take that risk, but he did get the stun anyways to finish the round.
Very nice stuff. Very nice experience by LPN.
Yeah, great reaction. Oh, collarbone breaker.
It's not easy to be able to react like that when you're playing against someone grand finals like John, and you're looking for again several different things. Being able to react like that.
Oh, that hooligan! That really just seemed to mess him up because he had John down. He was about to, potentially get his life lead back, potentially work John to the corner, but that hooligan just spaced him way too far away. And we got a double dash. I wonder what the thought process was there.
Maybe it was a mistake.
We do have a knockdown. Go for I was just about to say, go for the real cross-up. LPN has not been going for the genuine cross-up the whole time. And that's full chip.
Until that happens.
Wow. Long, what are you doing? I mean, what? Okay.
I don't know. I really don't know what happened.
All right, so up until that point, I really liked Long's thought process of, I've been drilling this whole time. If I get a cross-up, I could potentially end the round right now. And he went for it, and John couldn't block the cross-up. But thinking that there was enough hit stun for the high execution frames of his Ultra, he did miss time it right there. And I wonder if that's something he's done before, because I haven't seen that from him.
Yeah. That was very nice right there. LPN had the option after that whip uppercut to do a combo, but that would bring him out of the corner. Instead, he opted to throw him into the corner.
Ah, yes.
Very smart stuff. Very clever.
You plan for the future. Wow, great buffer. We've been seeing that a lot from LPN right now. And doing the fake cross-up land on the other side, you dirty person.
Dirty.
And I think,
I was about to say, I hope he doesn't kill himself again.
Right, because John had the 2 bars. So you had a lot of wiggling, you had a lot of staggering coming from LPN, but thankfully for him, he waited for something to react to, and he reacted to that air-to-air.
Now, I know him and K-Brad play a little bit against each other at this anniversary.
I did hear about that. I heard that, I could be making this up, don't quote me on it, but I heard that LPN very decisively won that. But I'm not. Okay, yeah.
But the thing though is they play 2 drastically different styles.
That's true.
It's still a mirror match, so that's whether or not he beat K-Brad or not, that's irrelevant. What's relevant though is maybe he might have gained something new.
Exactly. All right, this is a good. This is like, why do I say things?
That should block that. That was a jab.
Yeah. I gotta fix my mic again.
winner. Fight!
Uppercut, he judges the distance wrong, incorrectly. Gets the whip uppercut, but LPN doesn't really have to. He didn't punish with the max damage punish combo. Here we are in a neutral game.
Oh, wow. John stopping the FADC with the low strong, getting the full combo off of it.
Cammy was definitely looking for that counter hit setup right there.
Yeah,
Instead,
definitely.
Counter hit it instead.
Yeah, I wonder what poke LPN ended up using for it. Probably Fierce, I would imagine.
Probably Crouching Fierce.
Yeah, Crouching Fierce being the slower one actually got beat out by the low strong. And this it looked like that. It looked like that drill that he did hit. Oh my goodness. Looked like the spacing that LPN could have taken from the Ultra.
Oh my goodness.
Oh god. I think LPN was so far deep into his own head right there, just being like, look, I'm going to do it. It's going to be safe on block. I'm going to do this. It's going to be safe on block.
That was a good team play. I like that. Cause
I liked it. I just felt like there was a time for it to stop. And because it was like, you know, I was wondering, I was like, could John just smash uppercut right there? And then eventually he did. Eventually it was just a little too deep.
That kind of blew my mind. I mean, honestly, if I was him, I wouldn't have known what I would do. I might have tried to slow play it.
Right, what really blew my mind was that after the safe drill, he didn't go for the uppercut. He went for another drill, and I really don't know what that would punish other than backdash, but I'm pretty sure uppercut could punish that too.
He might have been looking for the backdash instead, so...
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine that at that spacing, though, the uppercut might be the best of both worlds, but I'm not sure because, you know, I'm not a Cammy player, but that was, it was very strange.
Either case, John, again with the...
with Choy.
The LPN coming back. He's down 2-1. He's coming from the winner's side, so John is to it.
Yeah, John has to win 4 more games. So if you have to get up for work tomorrow, sorry. Dashers.
John's like, we know LPN's baiting that fireball.
I wonder what... like John really saw, because that would have been such an insane reaction if he reacted to that jump roundhouse, which he possibly could have.
Just playing with to a certain extent. I wonder why he wakes up with the drill.
Wake up drill. I mean, maybe it's a different situation where maybe the uppercut can't catch the backdash. But yeah, that is interesting because drill. Maybe it's less unsafe on block, something like that. Less time to react.
He's still one of my LPN's one of my good friends. And yet, even till this day, I don't know what he thinks when he plays sometimes.
Yeah, LPN definitely has his own mindset and a very, very distinct style.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's really hard to understand, but...
Something that's questionable for me, but you know what? He's
yeah, you know what? He is, so it's like, keep doing what you're doing, but, you know, in this community, you gotta point out where the improvements can be made, because that's the only way we get better. So it's like, hey, great job on the results, but don't get too wonky on us.
Yeah, you gotta get better results.
Better results.
NorCal.
Doesn't matter what results you get better results.
Get better results outside of NorCal. Shows your versatility. Great local player, not as great on the international stage. At least right now. And maybe
but
he might
in
be
the future.
Maybe in the future. I'd love to see him be a great international
player.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. All right. So
now your prediction of him.
Yeah. I mean, in this, I wonder if it has more to do with that he played Cammy because he's been playing Cammy so much, so he feels more comfortable with that character as of right now, as opposed to picking Adon for the character advantages. So I have to really think right now that is he making this switch simply because the round's about to reset? He has plenty of time to go back to Cammy, being on the winner side of things. Oh, actually, this is the new set. So he still has a lot of time to switch back to Cammy, though. So really, he's just going to test to see if these character advantages are what he needs. And you know what? A point to be made is that he has data on John right now that if he were to combine that with character advantages, he might be able to make something happen. And John has to figure out a new character completely.
Well, on the other hand, John Choy does have matchup experience because he plays with Rohm.
Oh yeah,
So,
definitely, yeah.
Even though LPN and Rohm play different styles, John's already he's gonna feel comfortable going into this match already because he does get practice.
Yeah. Oh, he got the toss-up, but I don't think LPN thought that it was actually going to hit. It was not at a spacing that was particularly super ambiguous, so maybe he thought, oh, I kind of spaced this wrong, I'm going to jump over again. But it did end up hitting, and he could have got the hit confirm, but he did get the round anyways. Wow, and he gets the juggle. Puts himself in the corner. Oh, and there it was. There's the thought process. He didn't go, I want damage now. I'm going to put myself in the corner. I'm going to have a block string on him to put him at the spacing where I can EX Jaguar Tooth.
Now that's called planning.
That's called planning three steps ahead.
Right there.
It's the
You made it a situation where the other guy's gonna go, why would you put yourself in the corner?
Right.
All of a sudden, bam.
And all of a sudden you see something completely unexpected. And yes, that is planning way ahead. And you know what? We haven't seen that all tournament. That is very well something that Long has been saving this whole time.
Very nice stuff. Very clever play.
Yeah, and you know what? I think we haven't seen as much of that from Long, so I think that's really kind of starting to become his like ace up the sleeve or something, you know, or at least one of them, because obviously you need one.
And he's using the character animation visuals as a way to mess with Choy now, because you saw he did the jump, he whiffs the jump roundhouse, lands uppercuts. Just right now he whiffs the jumping jab.
Yep, I like it.
Even though it was a crossover.
Yes.
Whiffs the jumping jab. He's slowly using everything that's possible to mess with Choy's timing, his visual cues. Just clever work. These are little things that make a big difference. Especially against a player of Choy's caliber whose style is a lot based off of reads and fundamentals.
Yeah.
Again, we would get that cross-up. Beautiful cross-up.
And you know what? That was hard to react to because it's different from what happened last time. What happened last time was that LPN forced John Choy into that spacing in the corner. But at this point, John walked into the spacing and LPN reacted by going, thanks, and crossed him up for it. Yeah, just such a great reaction from LPN.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, he didn't get the low fierce. Oh my goodness! And it's the same thing. I don't think John realizes that he's in that space.
Yeah.
And I believe that this is tournament game now. Is this 2-0?
This is 2-0.
So what we have clearly seen is some how advantageous Adon is in this matchup, combined with the data of the previous set. LPN's really making this character work from. Now, a lot of the damage in that last game was based off of those cross-up Jaguar Tooths, so I really wonder if John's going to make much more of an adjustment to avoid that situation, or if we're just going to, you know, see a lot more solid play. And if John finds himself in that situation, if it's just going to happen all over again. We really have to see. I like that. I love the overhead right there. I just blew up my mic.
You blew up your mic. You're terrible. And we're at match point, tournament point for LPN. He is just... This is a blowout.
I see a really distinct pattern, and when we get really loud, the mic goes out for me. But that was amazing and completely worth it, because that's 4 for 4.
He's just throwing Choy off completely right now.
Yeah, and
you know he's throwing Choy off.
And this is tournament round. And John has the life lead, but he doesn't have those 2 cars to FADC and the Ultra, but he's going to, and now he does. Once he does have the Ultra, he is going to have the meter. Oh, it wasn't the cross-up. It was different, and I don't know if that was John's reaction or if that was coincidental. Great reaction right there. He had to really guess, unless he reacted to the yellow, he had to really guess that that was going to be the close Jaguar Tooth. But what we saw there again was LPN puts himself into the corner intentionally to see how John reacts to that spacing, and that time John neutral jumped. I wonder if he thought he was going to evade it and get a full combo, but it actually just hit him out of the air.
So on a Choi's caliber, I believe he reacted to that. I think.
I would think that he reacted to it, but simply didn't have the right idea going for him. Because I think after the 4th time, you really got to go, okay, I'm at that spacing again. What am I going to do? And John Choy is really fighting for his tournament life right now. And, okay, you know what you saw there? It didn't cross up that time. John blocked it. Yep. I think that John has been giving LPN more credit and going, okay, one of these times you're not going to cross up. And I think it finally paid off for him, but we don't know.
Still on tournament point. Was on tournament point for LPN. John Choy showing some after those 2 first blowouts.
I think LPN did get a kind of mauled himself right there with that Jaguar too, because it was kind of out of spacing where John could really just punish for free, and I don't know what advantage LPN really could have gotten for himself other than just closing the distance. Oh, great overhead. He's been so unpredictable with those overheads. And oh, wow, I like that how he kind of fakes it with the other Jaguar too. Oh, all right, I thought we were going to find ourselves at that magic spot again. He kind of used that as an option. It's like either John's going to walk back and get hit, or I'm going to get out of the corner. Yeah, great option. Maybe that's been the plan the whole time. Hey, if this doesn't work, at least I get out of the corner. Yep. Oh, no! Was that for style?
I don't know, man.
I really don't know because he could have simply DP'd for the ender and finished the round, but he did use meter, and I wonder if that was simply for style points.
I know, when I get hit by that, I get pissed.
And I mean, this is tournament point right now, and I mean, LPN just made a big drop, and it's going to equalize the lives, but LPN is in a great spot to take this tournament. And now it's a 50-50. Now John Choi's thinking, is it going to cross up? Is it not going to cross up?
6 for 7 now?
6 for 7. Well, he blocked one, and then the other one whiffed. And there's the tournament right there. All right, props to LPN for a very dominant second set.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really kind of putting John into these weird situations and going, hey, we're in this situation again. What are you going to do? Kind of the weirdest 50-50 that I've seen in a really long time. Yeah. But all right, that's Street Fighter for tonight. LPN takes first place, John Choy in second, Terry in third. And that's going to be it for Street Fighter. It's been a pleasure commentating with you, Anthony.
Always a pleasure commentating with you.
I mean, you know,
I'm dead serious.
Well, you know, I'm trying to be. So it's
you and Andy.
Exactly. You know, and Andy's a great guy, great commentator. But hey, if you guys like the show, hit us up on Twitter at SFP for me, at CrackFiend for Anthony here. And we're going to be getting Marvel up there. I don't know how much Marvel it is, what point they saved it up to. But you're going to have a lot of good Marvel action. I would imagine you'd have different commentators since I sure don't know how to play that game. But I hope you guys enjoyed the Street Fighter tournament, and we'll see you soon. Yeah. Shout-outs to our sponsors making this possible, Rekonami holding down on the stream, SRK, Canada.com, Twitch TV, 8ARC, great makers of sticks, and Game Center for a great venue here for us to play. And I'm SFP, joined by CrackFiend, and we'll see you guys later.